Yes, Jalaj bhai.
Yeah, good evening. I welcome you all on this seminar on Excel, and I request Akola branch chairman Jalesh Bhaiti sir to give the opening remarks for today's session.
Thank you, Kiran bhai. I CA Jalaj Baheti on behalf of Akola branch of WIRC as well as Ahmednagar and Amravati branch welcome you all for today's much awaited VCM on Excel. Friends, Microsoft Excel help us to manage and analyze data and also assist us in decision making and create effective and in Excel which create efficiencies that will directly affect our opinion.
Sir, unable to hear you, sir. Jalesh sir.
Network problem. Kiran sir, you may continue, sir. Kiran sir.
Speaker Saran Kumar from Hyderabad.
Today we are having an expert faculty.
Yes, Jalaj bhai, please continue.
Yeah, sir, I welcome Saran Kumar sir on behalf of all the three branches. I will request the secretary Pawan from Amravati to give the introduction of today's speaker.
Thank you, Jalaj sir. I CA Pawan Jaju, Secretary, Amravati branch at WRC of ICI. On behalf of AAA, Amravati, Akola and Ahmednagar branch, welcome you, sir, CA Saran Kumar sir. It's my privilege to introduce Saran Kumar sir, faculty for today's session, which who is going to guide us on Excel, 15 functions of Excel to be used in GST audit and tax audit. Excel is a very vast subject. It has many functions, n number of functions, too many shortcuts and commands. The more you study Excel, the more time you save in your practice. So for this wonderful Excel session, we have with us CA Saran Kumar sir, who is qualified as a chartered accountant in the year 2010, completed his diploma in the information system audit from ICI. He is also a certificate holder in forensic accounting and fraud detection, and also done course on concurrent audit from ICI. He has worked with Microsoft and Credit Suisse Bank for more than 4 years. Presently, he is the managing partner at T. Satyanarayan and Company. His specialization includes data analytics, forensic audit, transaction audits under IBC, automation of financial process, reconciliation, etc. Having overall more than 10 years of experience in handling data analytical tools like MS Excel and all. He has been the regular faculty for FAFD certification course conducted by the ICI. He has been the guest speaker for the seminars being conducted by the ICI and other institutions like CMAI, NACN, etc. on the topics of data analysis, analytics with MS Excel, audit under CBS environment, Excel as a bank audit tool. So with such a lovely and wonderful introduction, I welcome you, CA Saran Kumar sir, on behalf of Amravati, Akola and Ahmednagar branch. Over.
Yeah, before the Saran Kumar sir starts the session, I would like to tell you that Saran Kumar sir is a man of Excel, and he has already prepared his YouTube channel, and he gives a lot of tips on our FFD group for which is really helpful to us in our day-to-day practice also and also one of the thing he has given us that how one can take the live share market on your Excel. All the data, shares data, you can see in the Excel. It is also a fantastic video he has prepared. Now I request Saran Kumar sir to take over the charge and make us all new techniques of the Excel, and we will love. I am very much confident that with your techniques we will learn and we will be having a good work at the office.
Sir, thank you so much, Kiran sir, my dear friend. In fact, when I have taken the session at Ahmednagar almost 2 years back, I still remember the great hospitality provided by Kiran sir and Ahmedabad members. and Vipul sir from Amravati, and chairman of Akola branch. Thank you so much for the introduction by the secretary of Akola branch. Friends, today's session, as you know, it is 15 features of MS Excel. As you know, Excel is such a topic. Even we spend 3 hours or 30 hours or 300 hours, still something is spending. I always ask the question wherever I go for a physical seminars that how much whether you know the Excel or not. Everyone just sounds like very big. Yes, you know Excel. You know, the second question I ask same every time, but this time I'll stretch a little bit the crowd. Do you know Excel? Then you know the same question earlier I asked, everyone said yes, loud voice. When I asked the same question second time, their voice went little down. This time the answer is yes, I think we know Excel. Third question I used to ask the same, but a little more voice. Do you guys know Excel? This time the answer from the crowd, you know, most of the cases they say we have to learn many things. Why I'm telling this, because Excel is such an application. When we really introspect and start looking into the application, we always feel that Excel is something we need to learn more. Whatever we learned is very less. In fact, even if you ask me how much Excel I learned, maybe I can say 2% or 3% around, because every day at least I spend 1 hour or 2 hours just by learning the Excel. So today's session is 15 features of MS Excel, 3-hour session, very elaborate session. Don't worry, I'll go very slow. Why I am very much specific about number of features, because instead of just talking very vague, if we take specific 10 to 15 features, so that is the digestible content for you, you can go back and you can start practicing. I'm sure some of the members may be following my YouTube channel. You can even go through my YouTube channel for regular updates. You can even join into our Telegram group, which is very active actually. We put a lot of day-to-day quiz and so on. Great. So entire today's session, I divided into different sections. General section, where we are going to understand about the difference between the application and the window, and what are the advantages of knowing these two important words in Excel, and usage of the custom list. As a chartered accountant, in what sense we can use the custom list? There is a concept of macro 4.0. In fact, this is very much outdated concept, but still many of the things out of macro 4.0 we can still use. Friends, you all must understand here a point. These all 15 features I have compiled from the questions which I got from the chartered accountants over the period of last 2 to 3 months. So whatever the case study which I am covering here, maybe one or other chartered accountant might have asked me for a help. So when a CA is asking the other CA, maybe that is a very common and practical question. So generally my sessions are in the same nature. I don't keep in a very vague nature of functions and formulas. Throughout the month, whatever the questions I got it from different chartered accountants, I'll compile it, I'll make a course, or I'll make a, the seminar. So today's seminar, everything I'm covering here are the things which probably some other chartered accountant might have taken my help. So using macro 4.0, we can do a lot of things. One question, one CA asked me long back, maybe 1.5 months, 2 months back, that Sharan, I'm doing an audit of GST. The invoices are stored into a folder in the PDF copy. If you observe, the PDF names are nothing but the invoice names. So in one folder is having some 280 plus PDF files are there. Each PDF file is each invoice number, name, whatever it is. Is there any way we can extract all the PDF names in a particular folder? I said, yes, it's possible. Then he asked, what is the application we need to use? Why you need to go for other application? From Excel itself, you can extract all the file names from a folder. That's possible. And the next one, get a list from the external links. External links are something when we refer to the outside Excel workbook. When I refer to the outside Excel workbook, that we call it as a link. When so many links are there, it is very difficult for us to manage the entire Excel workbook. This generally we use in the forensic audits. Whenever we go for a forensic audit, we take the Excel file, then immediately we try to see content is coming into this file from which other files. That means how many Excel externals are there. So how to get all those external links at one place? Don't worry, we can get it as a fourth feature. Some of the magic features are there in MS Excel. You know, there is a name box which is having a lot of importance. We will try to understand when we have a big formula, how can we use the name box to track it? The next one is bank statement description. You know, many a times, this is again case study I have taken because one chartered accountant asked me a question while he was doing the forensic audit, not even normal audit also. When he got the bank statement, he's trying to do some analysis out of the bank statement. He sent a file where he removed the description. I said description is very important because in fact, if you want to get a lot of inferences out of the data in the bank statement, description is the one which is most important. In fact, he has removed the description. When I asked him, he said, Saran, unfortunately, description is coming into more than one row. That's the reason I have removed it. How can I join the entire description together into one single line when you have a description segregated into 3 to 4 lines? That is what one case study I'm going to explain by using the offset function. Friends, in today's session, let me restrict myself in writing so much of big formulas. My intention of again taking these 15 features are, without even writing very big formulas, we can do a lot of wonders in Excel. Many a times people think that they need to learn the coding, they need to write the formulas and so on. Just by clicking a couple of mouse buttons, you can do a lot of things in MS Excel. So that's the reason in today's session, than just writing so many formulas, my concentration is more of keeping the features where you can just click the buttons. Even the senior most chartered accountant having 80 years of age without having a familiarity with Excel still must be in a position to do all these features if there isn't the session. So next one, the Power Query is one of the great ETL tool. In fact, I want to give you all a very introduction, a heads up about the Power Query because better late than never. This has already been introduced long back. But as a chartered accountant, understanding this tool is little, difficult for us. But don't worry, by taking a couple of case studies, you will get to know how great the Power Query works. Google Form data to MS Excel. Again, these days we all are working under the pandemic situation of COVID. All our staff are working at their home, and exchanging the information is very difficult. I'm sure you all know how to make a Google form to exchange the information between the members. But here, the demonstration which I'm going to show to you, how can you get the Google form data directly into your Excel? Generally, Google form data will get stored at the back end into the spreadsheet, Google spreadsheet. But how can you link the Google spreadsheet into your Excel so that when I send my staff for any audit, when my staff, instead of putting on the paper, if she keep everything observations into the Google form, once I refresh my Excel, the entire Google form, whatever she is filling, the data will come into my Excel. So my analysis will be very simple. Then we'll do the consolidation of all GSTR-2A files into one Excel file using Power Query. How to extract the GL for the audit, fuzzy lookup concept. These three will cover little elaborate. Then other couple of features, how to create the custom templates, how to link your Excel data to the Word document directly. That means when I change the Excel file, my Word will update automatically. What are the small tips you will understand in protection? And the final one is I'll just give you the introduction of the automation because the entire world is now going around the automation. Before March, no one knows about the Zoom. In fact, very few people used to use Zoom application. Now you call anyone in this world, at least they heard about the name called Zoom because of the automation they built, the application they built around the virtual trainings and so on. In the same way, in future, in our CA profession, I feel there will be a lot of automation. But how can you do the automation on your own is the one which I'm going to tell an introduction. without taking much time, let me directly jump into the Excel. Friends, let me close this Excel for the time being. That means no Excel file is open till now. Let me click this. When it is taking me here, that means I'm opening a Excel application. What is the difference between Excel application versus workbook? When you open an Excel, application will first run. At the front end, workbook will get open. So there are, I don't know how many of you observed, there are a couple of shortcuts. Alt plus F4. This means you are closing workbook as well as application also. Both. Control plus W. I don't know how many of you use this shortcut. Control plus W means close workbook. That means your application will still remain at the back end. Now what I'll do, let me save this file. Now I'll just go here. Friends, all these files after the session I'll share with Kiran sir, and I'm sure he'll be circulating to you. So let me have a file called workbook versus application. Check it out. Now this is a application at the backend got opened and one workbook got opened. Now if I want to use the shortcut Control plus W, what will happen? Let me do that. Control plus W. My workbook got closed, but at the back end, your Excel is still there. Your application is still running. What is an advantage of using this? Simple advantage. Now let me open this. Now, when I go to the text file, let me go to the working files where application versus window is there. Let me open this text file. This is a comma separated values file. Now let me do Control A. Control A is the shortcut to copy the entire data. Control C. I'm going back into my Excel. Let me do Control V. Let me do Control V, right? So everyone please concentrate. I just closed all the Excel workbooks. Now let me open one Excel workbook called application versus window. This is workbook I got open. At the back end application is also there. Now I just opened one market fact file, Control C. Let me go back here, Control V. So what is the problem with this text file? Because it's a comma separated values, everything came into one column. So what I need to do now, I should split this into the different columns, for which we have a feature called text to column. Go to the data, click text to column, click next. Comma is a delimiter, click finish. Don't do anything. So select all these columns, just double click so that autofit will happen. Now, what I will do, just go here. Let me open the second file, Control A. This is also comma separated values file. If I do Control V, my question is, will text column happen automatically, or am I need to do again for the orders file? So if I just do Control V, observe, everything happened. Though I have taken a text file, it did text to column automatically. Let me take the third file, Control A. Now let me go here, Control V. Wow, my text column happened automatically. That means once you tell to the Excel how to do the text column, Excel remembers at the back end in the application, it does everything automatically. Now what I'll do, I'll save this file. I'll close the window only. Please understand, every point which I'm trying to explain today is the most important point. Now I'm using a shortcut Control plus N. I'm using a shortcut Control plus N, which has opened the new Excel workbook. Now if I go here, Control C, if I do Control V, whoever watching from the YouTube, you can put the answer in the YouTube. Whoever watching in Zoom, you can put the answer. If I do Control V, will the text column happen automatically, or I need to do the text column again? Can anyone keep in the chat box? Just for the understanding. Okay, let the class be more interactive. It will happen automatically. Okay, yes, because At the back end, it is got storage in the application. I did not close my application. If you remember, I just closed my window only. Now what I'm trying to do, let me close this, close the window. Let me close the application also. Now let me open one blank Excel. Now application is loading at the backend and workbook also is getting loaded at the backend. Now what I'll be doing, I will take this Control C, I'll do Control V. Now can you tell me, will it happen automatically or I need to do it again? Because I closed the application, the entire cache memory got erased because you closed your application. When I do Control V, it is asking me now for the text to column. That is a very simple thing you can understand. Very small technique, especially when you're trying to deal with the text to column. You did a great text to column where you spend a lot of time. If you want to use the same thing for other Excel file, instead of closing the workbook, instead of closing the application, you better just close the workbook. Keep the application running at the backend. Now let me close this without saving at the backend. Still my application is there. This is what the first feature I thought is very important, especially when we are dealing with the text column. Let me go into the second feature. Let's go into the Excel PPT. Usage of the custom list. Now let me go back. Let me open the second working file. Friends, we all may be having our staff at our office. Many a times, you know what happened? We know the staff name, but we don't know what is the phone number and email ID of the staff. Either we'll take the phone to understand the email ID and the phone number, or we'll search in the mailboxes and so on. How can we store the entire information of the staff in the memory of Excel? It's very simple. This concept, we call it as a custom list. Okay, what I'll be doing is concentrate. I'm sure you all may be knowing 10, 20. If I drag it, can you tell me what may be my answer? It's very simple, 30, 40 and so on. If I take 90, 80, of course it will go downward, 70 and so on. Because when it is a number, it's in the linear. Excel understands when you give the two pattern. When you give 10, 20, Excel can easily understand that, okay, next I need to give 30, 40 because the difference is 10. When it comes to the years, if I take first year, if I take second year, if I drag it, do you think third year will come automatically or not? Can anyone put in the chat box? Let the class be more interactive so that it will be good for the participants. Will it come automatically third year, fourth year? Of course, yes. What I'll be doing, I'll simply drag this. Excel do understand this language. When it comes to, for example, let's say A10, A20, check it out. When I drag it, automatically A30 and so on will come. Even the part of the text having a linear, it do understand. This is generally even work for the months. This generally even work for the full name of the month. This even work for day, short name, Monday, Tuesday, and so on. This even work for day, full name. Let me drag this. Let's say my dear friend is Mr. Kiran, Chairman sir. If I put Kiran, just because he is my good friend, when I drag it, do you think my name will come? No, because Excel doesn't know that we both are good friends, right? So this is not possible. But when this is possible, this is also text. Why not when I put the Kiran, Saran has to come? Why that's not possible? Because probably this data might have stored in the backend in the custom list. If I know where this data got stored, maybe in the same place, I can keep all the names of Saran, Kiran, and so on. I'm sure even those names will come. You will find the custom list, you know where? Go to the file tab, go to the options, go to advanced. Let me come down. Here you will find edit custom list. Are you finding here all the 4 month short name, month full name, weekday short name, weekday full name, and so on appeared? In fact, those got doubled. It's okay. Are you finding here new list? Now what I'll do, Kiran, Saran, then Arun, then our Modi sir. Now add this. Check it out. Along with this custom list, now these all 4 names also appeared. Now I just click OK. Now let me also click OK. Now do you think when I put Saran, remaining all 3 names will come? Of course, because it got stored at the backend in the memory. Now when I put Kiran sir name, do you think when I drag it, other 3 names will come? These all 4 people follow each other when I just drag this down. If that is the case, now this is what my staff data. What I can simply do, I can go to the file tab, I can go to options, I can go to advanced. Let me go down at the end. You'll find edit custom list. But Sharon, am I need to type all these here now? Not required. It has given an import option. You just select this entire area. You can just click import. It is asking a very logical question. Mr. Sharon, do you want each row must store as a separate list, or each column has to store as a separate list? I want each row must be a separate list. That means 6 values will automatically update here. 6 lists. Let me click OK. Now let me click OK. Now let's say I want to know Saranya Devi, her phone number and email ID. What I can simply do, put her name, just drag this down. Wow. Let's say I want to know, whose phone number is this. This is 8546971232. When I drag this, remaining all numbers will come automatically. Virendra Sehwag. Please don't try. This is a fake number. Okay. So this is the way I can get it. Now what I'll simply do, I can just remove all this. What I can simply do, I can just select all this, just drag this. You can do everything at a time even. So wherever Saran is there, remaining list is automatically following. But where I can connect this to our day-to-day work, friends, we do deal with income tax, we do deal with the GST, we do deal with Companies Act and so on. Many a times when we are trying to read any notification, or maybe when we are looking into the the notice sent by income tax authorities to the client, they mention a couple of section names. To know first of all what is the section, we go back to the Bare Act, or we go to Google, then we started searching for the same. Instead, what I can do, in the sheet I kept the all section names of income tax. If you observe, all section names of income tax. Let me select this. Now I know the feature, right? Go to the file, go to option, go to advanced, come and edit custom list. Now this is the area which I would like to take, import. Now when I say rows, each row will get imported at the back end. Click OK. Let me click OK. Wow. Now what happened? When you just go and write, let's say I want to know what is Income Tax Act section 45. What I can do, drag. Wow, it's a capital gains. Now I want to know IA section 125. Now let me simply drag down. In fact, that's got omitted. That's not there. Now let me have Income Tax Act section 10A. If it is, it will come. Now let me drag this down. Wow. 10A means it's a special provision in respect of newly established undertaking in free trade zone. I know your question may be, Saran, this will get remember only in this Excel or any Excel. Just take it out, save this, close it, close the application. Let me open one blank Excel file. Now let me open this Excel file. I can have IA-section. I can have IA-section 172. Now let me drag this down. See, this is a new Excel, but still it is working. Check it out, how wonderful it is. See, many features, Excel is a pop-packed features application. We need to understand in our day-to-day profession where we can use this feature. Not only this, let me open this. Let me open this. Once I go here, even GST also, let me select this data. Let's go to the file. Let's go to options, go to the advanced. Let me come down, edit custom list. Let me import this. Click import. I want each row must be the list. Click OK, click OK, click OK. Now you go and just start getting. Now I want to know CGST section 15. Even I'm not sure what this section is. Check it out. What this is. It's a value of taxable supply. Even you can take the rules. Friends, just because this feature is there, importing is very simple. Excel, take it very simple. You just need to go to options, go to advanced, come to the end, edit custom list, then just check it out, the path, import, rows, even 1,000 at a time it can import. Check it out, these many got imported. But if you do a small mistake, if you want to delete all the existing custom list, you have to delete one after other. There is no feature to delete everything together. Okay, so that's the reason you need to be very careful while importing the data. If it is required, then only you better import. Okay, but however, in my case, what I have done, because I give a lot of seminars to a lot of people, every time for importing is very difficult for me to delete. So I made a small app, small automation. Once I click this, it removes all my custom list, but it's okay. In the present case, let this be. I hope you all appreciate this feature called custom list. Okay, so that is what the second feature for today's session. Let's go into the third one, using macro 4.0. Seems there are a couple of questions which are just going on. Okay, now let me go ahead into the third feature.
At the last, sir.
Sorry, sir.
We'll discuss at the last, sir.
Great, sir. Thank you, sir. So this is the third feature. The third feature is very simple. How to extract the file names from the folder. Let me open the third one. Friends, these all are the invoices, let's say, are there in one folder. So let me give the, or else let me put one more folder. Let me give the name of this as invoices. Let me put Control X, put Control V. Now let me open this file, one Excel file. Now, if I want to get all the file names into one Excel file, what I need to do? Friends, till to 1994, Excel used to have macro 4.0. From 1994, so after 1994, they introduced VBA. Before VBA is basically an object-oriented language. Okay, so they introduced the Visual Basic Editor. So you need to be macro 4.0 is function-based language. That means how we have Excel function, in the same way macro 4.0 used to have the function. You know, the beautiness of macro 4.0, even today Microsoft supports macro 4.0. That means this Excel still works with macro 4.0, though Excel introduced much more advanced called VBA. Though Visual Basic application is there, some of the functions from the macro 4.0 are still helpful for us. One of the function which is part of macro 4.0 is files function. This is what I'm trying to explain. Everyone, please concentrate what I'm going to do. I'll go to the formulas. I'll click the defined name. Let me have a name as files in folder, right? Scope is entire Excel workbook. Here, what I'll be doing, I'll write a function files. Friends, please don't write this function in your Excel. Write this function only in the name box, because in Excel, this is not an Excel function, this is macro 4.0 function. Now let me select A1 cell, close bracket. Why I have selected A1 cell? Because later I'll be pasting the path into the A1 cell. Once I paste the path in A1 cell, that path will be replaced here. So files in that path will be pasted here. Simple. Let me click OK. Now here I want to keep the path. So what is the path? This is the path. Control C, Control V. Now check it out. Backward slash asterisk. As you all know, the meaning of asterisk is it can take any file. That's the meaning of it. Since I kept some value here, now let me reduce the size of this so that you can see the entire path. Yeah, this path will be there now in the files. If you go here, this files function is having this entire path at the back. Now what I'll be doing, I will write what is the defined name I have given? Files in folder. When I click files in folder, it is referring this because it's having a function called files, which is taking the value in the A1 cell. If I enter, this everything will come one after other. Check it out. But I want everything must come one below other. So something which is coming horizontally, I have to get vertically. So I need to transpose. So what I'll be doing, let me use a very small function called transpose. This function put all the files one below other. Wow. These all are the file names in that folder. But Saran, I want only the PDF files. No problem. .pdf, enter. Saran, I want only Excel files. No problem. Still I can get it. Saran, I want only the Word document. No problem. You can have it. Word documents. Saran, I want everything. Simple. Put only asterisk so that it consider everything. Now, if I take the PDF, only I have 5 files, right? If I go here, let me copy this, Control V. Let me have the PDF 8561 also, or just for understanding better, 9999. Now, if I go here, if I just enter, you know what will happen? That 9999 also appear. How simple it is. Till now, we did not, probably you might have not explored this. This is actually part of something which is outdated. Macro 4.0 function, still we can use by taking the help of the defined names. This is what the chartered accountant asked me, how to get all the file names in one single, in one folder from the Excel. This is a very simple thing. Now what I'll be doing, I want to know, maybe I'll just come out, I'll copy this. Now I'll just paste here, now backward slash asterisk, take it out. Now these all files are from this folder. Okay, from this folder. That means all these file names I got. Wonderful, right? So if you want, you can even go back here, and I want to take only this. You can just put Control V, backward slash asterisk. Only 3 files are there. Check it out. One is Word document, the other, sorry, one is Excel, the other one is PPT, the other one is PDF. Okay, it will not consider the subfolders. Don't worry, I have already covered one case study on the same, how to get even the subfolders data also. Okay, so this is what the third feature which I would like to explain, that is nothing but extract the file names from a folder. So if invoices are there in one folder, if I want to extract all those invoices names, my job is very simple. So let me save this file. Since it's having a macro function at the backend, let me store in .excel sm. Now I'll be storing this into today's working files as extract the file names from a folder. Now let me take 3.0, extract file names. Wonderful. Save it, close it. My third feature is over. Fourth one, get list of external links. Before going into this, let me explain you some basics. What are the basics are? In Excel, in a formula, I can refer a cell. This is a cell. Let's say this is having 100. I'm just trying to explain you some basics. This is having 200. Now I can open one more Excel file. This is having 10,000. Now if I go back to the sheet 1, if I want to get 100 here, I can simply write this. If I want to get 200 here, I can go to the sheet 2, I can select this. If I want to get 10,000, refer this Excel workbook. Friends, these all are the formulas which I have written. Check it out. This is referring into the same Excel, same sheet. This is referring to the other sheet in the same Excel. This is referring to the outside Excel workbook. Now let me save this file, book file. Let me save on the desktop. Now let me just save this on the desktop. Let's go to the desktop. Ahmednagar. Excuse me if I go spelled wrong. If I go here, it has automatically updated. If I close this, you know what will happen? Excel by default takes the entire path. These type of paths will give a lot of evidence in case of forensic audits. You know, let me tell you one case study where I have done one transaction audit under IBC. The client has given one Excel file. It's having so many links. When we are asking the client, the supporting documents, he is saying, sir, supporting documents are not available. You know from where, because that is there in his system, but in his system, in which folder it is, we are not sure. So, but in the entire Excel, there are so many sheets are there, so many links are there. Now this is one Excel file. Now let me open one more Excel file. Let me save this file maybe in the C drive. Let me store in the C drive as sample 2. Now, oh, oops, I'm sorry. This is, I'm sorry, 1 second. Let me have, let me go to the D drive. Let me put, this is sample 20 and this having some 5,000. I'm also having a reference to that. So now this Excel is having links to 2 Excel files. Now let me save and close just for the understanding. Now let me open one more Excel. Now let me save this Excel file in the same folder of this session. Now here I want to keep it as a sample. Sorry, let me keep it as Saran Kumar Workbook is the name of the file. It's having something, some number. It's also having the link of this. You know how many links this file is having? 3 links. Everything just before you have written, you understood. But normally when you take a financial statement may be having 20 sheets. Each sheet may be having a reference to the external workbooks, 3 to 4 different Excel files. If that is the case, how do you know how many links are there in this Excel file? That is what the point I would like to cover now. Friends, normally to know the links from which Excel file, we can go to the data, we can click edit links. Here you can find it. If more files are here, it will not paste automatically into your Excel. That's a problem. This only feature is to break the link. Once you click break link, all links will disappear. But I don't want to do that because I am doing an audit. I don't want to break the link so that it will convert into the values. So if I want to get the entire list of the values, what I need to do, I will take the support of macro 4.0 function called links. What I'll be doing, I'll go to the formulas, I'll go to define the name. Let me give external links is the name of the defined name. I want to write a simple function here called links. Friends, in this case, you need not to give any path because links means in this Excel workbook links, by default Excel can understand, no problem. Click OK. Now what I'll be doing here, equal to external links is the defined name. If I click OK, can you tell me what will happen? All the links which are part of this Excel will come one after other. Check it out. But if I want to get one below other, no problem. Put a transpose function for this external links so that this can be my audit evidence. So audit evidence with respect to the external files. You know, because we were using this, we got to know all the paths from different computers, different Excel files. Then this evidence we kept over there. You know, stating that there is a computer called this. In that there is a username called this. In that username desktop, there was a file, but these people got deleted or it's not available. Something like that. Okay. So if, for example, the same Excel, now let me open one more Excel file. Let me store this. This time, let me store maybe this on somewhere, or else let me have this on the desktop. Okay. I already taken on the desktop. So refresher course on MS Excel. Now let me take a file called, let me take this file name as today is Friday, right? So Friday. Now let's say this is having some value. Let's say somewhere this value is having a link to this Excel file. Let me save this file, close it. That means this is also external link. Now when I just go here, enter, take it out, even that Friday file also appeared in the list of the values. Okay, let me save this because this is also macro file. Let me store it as Excel
ज्योती
SCM as the.
अश्विनी त्यांचं कधीपासून पासून बाकी ग
Let me take it as a file name of this, and this is working files extract for link of external. Okay, list of external links. Save this, close it. Friends, I'm making very elaborate so that later when I send these files you can understand. That's the reason. Okay, so I think the first 4 things got over. I'm slowly taking you into the topic. So now let's look into another 2 important things. One is, I'm sure you all will connect to this. It's a very small thing, but generally we don't observe. Let me open this. Normally, friends, what happens? Let's say this is my, let's say this is my expenditure ledger. I've taken the one schedule expenditure ledger. My staff has prepared the summary like this. Okay, so schedule they have prepared from the expenditure ledgers. So admin expenditure got added a couple of items, then professional expenditure, then other expenses, printing and stationery, traveling expenses, audit fees, and so on. Right? Generally, friends, how do you confirm? How do you review these formulas? When you have this, we'll go C4, C6, C9. We'll go back C4, C6, C9. Then again, in this case, and so on, we'll review. But it's very difficult, right? Normally, what we do when I have 10, when I have 20, when I have 30, when I sum all these 3 together equal to this plus this plus this, do you know there is a shortcut called control open bracket? Control plus open bracket, if I do it, it will select all the precedents to this cell. Normally we use formulas, trace precedents, so it will tell you from where this is coming. Otherwise, if I want to select all those 3, I can use a shortcut control open bracket. Check it out. Keep the cursor here, control open bracket. Once I do control open bracket, it will select all those values. I can simply change the color so that I can understand that these 3 values are affecting this formula. But friends, this is only possible control open bracket for the same sheet. When it comes to the different sheet, what I'll be doing, let's say for example, this is there. In this case, if I want to review whether they have taken proper cells or not, what generally method we follow? We'll do the same control open bracket. If I do it, it has only selected one cell. It has only selected one cell. Otherwise, if I click trace precedence, because it is into the next worksheet, once I double click, you'll find all those items here. This is also will not be very much helpful. So what I will be doing here, simple. Everyone please concentrate, the very important point. I'll simply copy this entire formula, Control C, I'll just paste here. What I'll do now, I'll select these 2 cells. Why I've selected these 2? Because I want to replace the plus symbol with the comma. But Sharon, why can't you simply keep the cursor here and do the replace? Friends, you need to understand one important point in MS Excel. When you select a single cell, when you are trying to find, when you're trying to replace, when you're trying to go to, Excel is trying to understand that you want to look into the entire sheet. Check it out. If you select one single sheet, Excel assumes that you're trying to check the same thing in the entire worksheet. But when you select a selection, specific items more than one, then Excel understands that you want to do that operation only for this selection. So that's the reason I have taken one blank cell also. Control H is the shortcut for the replace. What I want to replace? Wherever plus symbol is there, I want to replace with comma. Now what will happen? Wherever plus is there, that will get replaced with a comma. Simple. What is an advantage of this? Very simple. Copy this. Are you finding your name box? This is the name box we call. Control V. If I click enter, what will happen? Because these are the references, if I enter, Excel will select all these references. Enter. Wow. It has taken to the expenditure sheet and it has selected all these references. Now you can change the color. Now you can review whether he considered properly or not. Oh my God, he entered something wrong. He has taken even C2 cell also, where there is no value. But this is possible through this method. If you directly look into this, can you identify that? It's very difficult. It's a very small formula. In fact, some of the cases our staff writes the formula, which is almost like a half kilometer. We thought of reviewing the formula, but by seeing the formula, we thought, okay, this fellow might have given correct only. We'll ignore because we don't have that much patience to go to each and every item of this particular formula, because we don't generally write the sub functions and so on. So the very important, I'm explaining again, friends, in this case, the job is very simple. You please select this entire data, Control C, paste here, then select these two cells, replace wherever plus symbol is there with comma, replace all, copy this, paste here, enter. It will take you to the place and it will select. Change the color. Now you can come back wherever color is there, just cross check whether it is other expenditure or something else. I'm sure you all appreciate this small feature called name box. Even sometimes when I want to select E4 colon E1000, normally what we do, we go down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, or else control place down, place down, place down, and so on. You know what I'll be doing? I'll just go here, E4 colon E1000, enter. Wow, it got selected. Or else I want to select A1 colon D1, enter. Wow. Or else I want to take A1 colon I10. See it out. Very simple way of doing the job. Now let me save this, close it. This is what my fifth feature called usage of name box in case of big formula. I'm sure till now everyone are clear. Now let's look into the sixth feature, join bank statement description using offset function. One of the very important thing. In fact, whoever are already there into my Telegram group, in today's quiz, I have asked a question about the offset function only. I don't know how many of you are part of our exclusive Telegram group, but let me explain you what exactly this case study is. This is the bank statement. I have taken a very sample data. This is the bank statement. In this bank statement, I have cash withdrawal, Amirpet ATM, and so on. There are so many things are there. Normally, what generally people does, you know, they'll just, this is a raw data just for the time being. They'll copy, I'm just copying this sheet and paste it to the other sheet. And what generally people does, they'll select this entire data. They will select the blanks and they'll delete all these. They'll delete all these. Now, this is the proper data for them to analyze, but this is a very bad habit because where is the full description? Description has gone. In fact, in the audit, when we are doing analysis with respect to the bank statement, I feel description plays very vital role. If that is the case, how can we join entire description into one single line? But one more problem is description may not be into the same length every time. If you observe here, description is only one line. In this case, description is there in 2 lines. In this case, description is there in 3 lines. In this case, it is in 4 lines. In this case, just 2 lines, and so on. If this is the case, what we are going to do, right? Great. Okay, everyone, please concentrate. I'm going to use a couple of formulas here. In these cases, it's always a good habit to know transaction numbers. So I inserted one column. I want to know where the new transaction is starting. This is the first transaction. This is the second transaction. This is the third transaction. This is the fourth transaction and fifth transaction. Right? I'm using a simple function called if. If is a decision making. It's like a decision tree. If there must be a logical test. What is a logical test? If the cell is equal to blank, if the right side cell is equal to blank, that means above transaction is repeating. Yes or no? If it is a blank, that means this row is still second transaction. If this is blank, this row is still second transaction. If this is not a blank, that means above cell plus one. So if the right side cell is blank, I want just above value. If not, else. If it is not blank, above value plus one, because I want my serial number has to increase. Right? So I hope you all got the point. So when I take B2 is equal to blank, if it is a blank, then right side cell, if not, above cell plus one, simple. When I enter, it's one. When I copy and paste down, wow, just take it out. What happened? This is one, because these two are belongs to first transactions. These three are belongs to second transactions. These four are belongs to third transaction. This is the fourth transaction. These two are belongs to the fifth transaction. A very simple function with a logical test. I hope you all can digest this formula also. Though it's a formula, but it's a very simple formula. Let me decode this formula. I'm instructing the Excel. Excel, could you please look into this logical test? If this result is true, then take the above cell value. If not, increase the above cell value with 1. Simple. What is the advantage of taking this? Don't worry, you will get to know a little later. Friends, there is a beautiful function in Excel called offset. Majority of the members doesn't know this function. Let me first explain you the offset function, then we'll come back to this case study. Let's say I have some random numbers here equal to random between 0 to 5. Copy, paste special values. Some blank numbers are there. Friends, equal to offset. I should tell to Excel from where it has to start. A1. Let me take A1 cell, comma. From the offset means it is a dynamic range. It will move down. Now Excel is asking, Sharan, how many rows you want to move? I want to move 2 rows, comma. How many columns you want to move? I want to move 1 column, comma. Can you tell me after moving 2 rows and 1 column, where I stand? It's very simple. From here, if I start, if I move 1, 2, if I move 1 column here, this is the place where I stand. From this place, how many rows you want? I want, comma, 1, comma 1. That means from that area, height is 1, width is 1. That means height 1, width 1 means 1 cell 1 column. That means the same cell value will come. If I enter, my answer is 2 rows down, 1 column right side. This value is 1, enter. So this is the cell it has taken. Everyone, please try to understand this formula. Very simple function. This answer is cell B3. So answer cell is B3. Now, for example, if I take this formula, can you tell me what's the answer? Take this, comma 0, comma 0, comma 1, comma 1. Can someone keep it in the chat box? What is the answer for this? I just want to make this session interactive a little more. Can you tell me in this case, if I enter, what is the answer? Anyone? Anyone, please? What is the answer if I enter? Which cell value? It is A1 cell. Very simple. Because I am telling to Excel, start from A1, don't move anywhere, 0 rows, don't move anywhere towards the column. From that position, take 1 row, 1 column. My answer is 3. For example, if I take 3, comma 1, Now, what is the answer? 3 rows, 1 column. 3, 1, 3. If I enter, 3, 1, 3 is my answer. Check it out. Because I want my height must be 3. Now, what I'll be doing, I'll simply put some function on this. So, it has taken the first 3 cells, first 4 cells, first 5 cells, first 6 cells, and so on. Instead of if I put concat, there is a function called concat, which can join the items together. So it's going to put 3, 1, instead of 3, 1, 3, 0, 5, 5. If I put just 2 here, my answer will be 3, 1. If I put 3 here, 3, 1, 3. So I'm trying to join now. Now the same technique I would like to use here. The same technique I would like to use here. Everyone, please concentrate. Equal to offset from where I want to start this cell, because when I copy paste this formula from here, it will automatically take this. When I copy and paste the formula here, it will automatically take this, and so on. If I want to start from here, how many rows you want to move? I don't want to move anywhere. 0, 0. How many rows you want to consider for the concat? In this case, it is 2, right? For example, if I keep 1, 1, can anyone tell what is the answer for this? Simple. The same cell value will come because starts from C2, 0 rows, 0 columns, 1 row height, 1 column width. That's all, the same answer. But if I take 2 here, 2 values will come. Now what I'll be doing, I'll put a concat for this. Friends, there are 3 functions in Excel which does the same job. One function is concatenate. This is very old function. It got redundant after introduction of the concat function. There is one more powerful function, text join, but all these 3 functions does the same activity. But in the concatenate function, let's say I have A, I have B, I have C. You cannot use a concatenate function with a range. I cannot select this. If I enter, my answer will be value error. So concatenate function will never support the ranges. Whereas I can simply take a concat function which can even consider the range. Now I can simply take this, I'll get my answer. But if you ask me a question, Sharon, I want space between each item, or else maybe comma between each item, or else maybe hyphen between each item. Simple. Use the function text join. Friends, these concat function and text join are part of from Office 2016 version, right? So what is the delimited you want? I want hyphen, comma, ignore empty, yes, comma. What are the values? These all are the values. Simple. So what I want hyphen between every item. Please ignore the empty cells. Enter. Check it out. So concatenate became redundant. Concat function can consider even the ranges. Text join function can give little strength. You can also tell to Excel what you need to separate. So that's a delimiter. In this case, I have used a function called concat, right? But there is a small problem with this function. You know what? When I copy this and paste below, it only takes 2 values, 2 rows. Check it out. It will consider this and this because I said 2 is the constant. That means I want only 2 rows height. Now I have to make it 3. Copy and paste. Now I have to make in this formula 4. Copy and paste. Now I have to make this formula just 1. Copy and paste. Now I have to take the formula only 2. But Sharon, what is the meaning of this? If I have some 1000 transactions, I cannot keep everywhere the value, right? So this is the waste of time. I cannot change the value every time. That means out of this entire formula, this is creating the problem. Everyone please concentrate. This 2 is creating the problem. This 2 is nothing but how many rows this transaction is repeating. How many rows this transaction is repeating. This should automatically become 3 because this is repeating 3 times. This should automatically become 4 because this is repeating 4 times, and so on. Now, friends, if you observe, if I can count how many ones are there, what is my answer? 2. If I can count how many 2s are there, what is my answer? 3. If I count how many 3s are there, what is my answer? 4. If I can count how many 4s are there? 1. If I can count how many 5s are there? 2. I think my problem got solved. So what is the function through which I can count based on the criteria? The function is count if function. Check it out, everyone. Equal to count if. Look into this column. For what? For 1. So close bracket, simple function. Count if function is based on a criteria, it works. Look into this entire column. Based on the criteria, then it's going to tell you how many times this 1 is coming. If I enter, my answer is 2. Wow. Copy, paste here. 3. Wow. 4. Wow. 1 because it's only coming 1. Now copy paste. Now instead of doing again and again, what I can simply do, copy this entire count if function, remove here, paste instead of this 2. Now this will become dynamic. Wonderful. Copy and paste everywhere. Now what I'll be doing, I'll simply filter only the date cells, wherever dates are there. Now I can simply copy this, paste here. Wow. Now what I can simply do, copy paste special values so that the formula will disappear. Then otherwise, let the formula be there. What I can simply do, I can simply select only the dates. Now let me copy this entire data, paste into the new sheet, then remove this description column, just copy, paste here. This is what my final data is. My job is over. This is not only in case of bank statement. This can be used in case of daybook conversion from the tally to the Excel also, because narration also comes many a times more than 1 row when you download it. If that is the case, still you can use the same technique. Understand, though the formula looks bigger, but don't worry. I go step by step. Concat functions joins this range. This range will start from the first cell. It will check it out how many times this row is repeating, and 1 column it will consider because this is the column. That's all. Okay, don't worry. This file I'm going to send across to you. If you listen once, you may not get, obviously. You have to do it practice. You have to do with a lot of practice. Let me save this. Let me close this. This is the way we can convert the bank statement description of so many line items into 1 single row. This can be used even for the narrations of tally and so on. This is very much helpful in case of audits. Let's go into the another case study. I'm just trying to slowly go into the power of Power Query. Google Form data to MS Excel. Extract the file names from all folders. Before going into this example, I would like to give introduction to the ETL tools. Whoever listening for the first time, I request you to concentrate for next 10 minutes because this is one of the very important. Is there any break for 5 minutes? Kiran sir, can we take break?
Sir, you can take, sir. Yeah, you can take so that by the time we will have a discussion relating to any query for the members. Members, you can ask any query by posting in the chat box. Yeah, you can.
Sir, can I go ahead? We'll take break at 5:30, sir.
Okay, sir. No issues.
Voice
No issues, sir. No issues. You continue, sir.
Okay, great. So, Google Form to MS Excel. Friends, this is one of the very important these days. Everyone are working because we all are working from home. right? So what I'll do, I'll just go to, let me open my Gmail. Let me open one of my Google Form. Let me go to my Google Drive. So let me just drag this. Let me click Google Drive. In the Google Drive, you can find one form. Not this, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm just trying to show you one sample Google form, how it works so that you can understand. Friends, this is the sample Google form. You all can find the same Google form by visiting my website, excelism.in/test. I request you to put some information here, whoever be. This is a very small form where you can keep any name. It need not be your name. In fact, I request you to keep a sample name, not yours. You can put a city, you can put a country, just for the checking purpose. As you all know the meaning of the Google form, this form got embedded into my website. Now, if I go here, if I write something like Saran Kumar from Ahmednagar, then from India, if I submit, this data will get at the back end. Now, if you check it out, this data, you will be finding at the back end. That data will come into the here. Check it out. Just now I entered Ahmednagar very fast. Now let me enter one more information. Friends, if you are before this, I request you try this. Now, if I take something, my friend Kiran sir. So
Yes.
let me put, let's say he migrate to Hyderabad, though, then let me put India. Let me just submit. Once I submit, go here. Wow. Just now someone has given name, city, and India and so on, right? Right. So this is the one. But friends, when I give something relates to the same type of form to my staff, when staff are filling the information in the Google form, maybe when they go for audit, whatever the observations are, maybe when it comes to the tax audit related, then they are trying to get the information and so on. So if that is the case, why should I every time go back to my Google Drive and look into my Google form? Can't I get directly this data into my Excel? Of course you can. Friends, before going into that, let me explain you the concept of ETL tools. E means you can extract the data from any place, any source, extract from any source. That source can be an Excel file, that source can be an XML file, that source can be a JSON file, that source can be a text file, that can be SQL, that can be even web file, that can be anywhere, that can be CSV file, that can be any of the online source. That means your Excel is capable of getting the information from these sources. Once you get the information, what you are going to do? I can transform the data. T means it's transform. Transform using many methods. Let's say my data may not be into the clear format. I can do the transformation. So transformation using Power Query. Then after the transformation, what you can do? I can load the data back to the Excel for analysis. The advantage of this is when I extract the data from a source, when I do the transformation and load back, next time when the source gets updated, when I load again by just clicking a button refresh, the entire thing will automatically update. That's the beauty of the feature. In fact, in today's session, I'm going to cover many aspects of the Power Query, right? So in the Power Query, there is a feature called go to the data. This is Power Query. Go to the get data. I want to get from the web because my Google form is a web data. So let me go to the Google form. Let's go here. This is a spreadsheet, right? Now go to share, click share on top, copy this link, make sure that this is in the editor, copy this link, click OK. Now I'll just go to my Excel, Control V. Friends, in this link, this is a Google link basically. Whoever having this link are in a position to edit this. But I don't want to edit it, but I just want to export it. So please do change wherever edit is there, export. USP, please change it as a format because I want to export it to a format. Sharing, please change it as a which format? XLSX. So after I edit those three things in this link, you know what will happen? This edit will become export. This USP will become format. This sharing will become XLSX. Now reading this, you know how it happens? Export the data of this spreadsheet into the format of XLSX. Now let me do Control C. Now what I'll be doing? Go here. From other sources. Web, because it's a web link. Obviously your internet has to be on. Now let me do Control V. Let me click OK. Right now it's trying to load all the tables in this sheet. There are two sheets are there. Just for your understanding, if I go back to this drive, this is having two sheets, right? So I want the data from the first sheet. So let me go here, select form responses. Now let me click transform data, right? Because this data got refreshed 5 days back. I need to refresh again. No problem. It has refreshed as on today. In fact, my headings has not taken properly. So let me do the transformation, one of the transformation of use first row as the headers. So the advantage of the Power Query editor is whatever the steps you do, all those steps you can find here. Now let me take this Google form data. Let me rename my query. I have taken the source, then I navigated to the table, then I promoted as a headers. Now if I just click close and load, the entire data is coming here. I request someone to go to this website and put some information, whatever you like, excelism.in/test. You'll find one small form. Let me try. Let's say Mr. Trump. Trump is from, let's say, Washington, DC. So Washington, AA, and is from USA, United States. Right? If I just click submit, I don't want to go to the Google Drive. Of course, it's part of the Google Drive. If I go back to my Excel, right click, refresh. Otherwise, you can simply go to the data, click refresh. Don't worry, 100% it will come. If you are waiting for the answer, means you are not believing me. You need not to believe me. Of course, you need to believe the Excel. As long as we do the right thing, everything will come automatically. This is the beauteous way through which we can get the data directly from the Google form to the Excel. I need not to every time go back to the Google spreadsheet, copy the data, paste it to the Excel. You know, one transformation technique I'll tell you here. So I'm not going much deeper into the TTL because my today's job is not about tally TDL, but whoever interested, probably you can explore. Let's say, in fact, we are doing this as a sample R&D with one of the clients. We have a lot of MSME clients. We have given a small Google form to one of the MSME clients. You know what happened? Because generally at the end of the month, he come with the bank statement. He need to sit with us. Then every transaction you need to explain to us so that our people will put into the tally. Some of the clients. So now because of the COVID, what we are doing, for 3 clients, I'm experimenting this. I have built a small Google form. I have kept a website separately, which they can only log in and get the information. Okay, now they can. Okay, I think someone is trying to put the data. No problem. Let me refresh for their sake, whether it is coming correctly or not. Check it out. Whoever kept the entire information is coming. Okay, so we have given a small Google form. I instructed them, friends, whenever you are doing any transaction with respect to bank, don't do anything. Simply put what is the amount, put what is the, this is amount, this is purpose. If it is a bank, whether it's a deposit or withdrawal, I ask them to keep the purpose in whatever the language they know, because you cannot expect client to put everything properly into the accounting language. Let them put into whatever the language they know. Okay, at least in the English. So every month, what we do, not only month, every day, we just refresh this so that all clients related information will come here. Before leaving, our staff will simply put this entire data into the tally, whatever the information they have provided. Since the entire information is already into the tally, sitting with the client for 10 minutes, the entire problem got resolved. I feel this is one of the good automation. Now we are working towards, now we are trying to tell to the client, we have given ourselves a Dropbox in the Google Drive. You know, in the Google form, you can have a Dropbox. This is withdrawal, or else this is deposit, and one more drop down, all the clients list, the other drop down, all the vendors list, one more drop down, whether it's a purchase or whether it's a sale. Okay, so majorly payment, receipts, purchases, sales, and so on we have. So client will simply select those from the Google form, because when you ask client to write debit, credit, and so on, client always feels like burdensome. When you give a simple Google form having 3 options, where client can select the client name or vendor name, in case of purchase vendor name, in case of sale client name, for him it is very simple. That information will automatically come into a proper tabular format. There are so many TDLs available in the tally, which can directly send this data into the tally. In fact, my staff need not to even do job. They need not to even post the entry into the tally. What they can simply do, they just need to run the TDL. This TDL will automatically update into the tally. If that gets succeed, you know, we are trying to implement for all our MSME clients, at least 15-20 clients, for which we do the books of accounts, because the job will be very simple. Maybe at the month end, they simply come and they'll just sit with us for 10 to 15 minutes. The entire things, adjustments we can do as simple as it. Otherwise, they need to send the bank statement. Our people has to first keep the bank statement into Excel format, and for every entry we need to post it. There we are not sure what is the transaction, because description may not come in the bank statement in every transaction. So again, we need to call the client may not have the time. Client also sometimes, because it's 1 month back transaction, he may not know exactly what it is. So this is the way we can even handle any number of clients, because these days meeting the people are very difficult. COVID is the, you know, example for us. In future, I'm sure automation will come. When client, let's say for this entire job of doing, let's say we are charging 10,000, even reduce 7,000, because you are giving some work to client also, right? You reduce 7,000, no problem. But earlier, when we used to spend 1 day for one client, now we just need to spend 10 minutes for the client, because we just need to refresh, then we need to load this TDL into the tally. That's all. That means in 1 day, even if I have 30 clients, 40 clients, which I'm doing books of accounts and other things, I can still manage. Okay. So when we are reducing our work, obviously our staff quality will get improved, because everything is coming through the automation. And also, when a client is doing a transaction on the same day, for him it is very simple to know than we are asking the client to come after 1 month and explaining. Okay, so this is the way you can connect your Google form to the Excel. So let me just Google form data into the Excel. Let me refresh this. Let me save and close. Friends, this is what the feature number 7. Kiran sir, can we quickly take break and come back?
Yeah. You can take a break, sir.
I can have some water and I'll come back.
Yeah. You were continuously explaining in detail, and fantastic session is going on, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
Okay.
Sir, I want to just, sir, in your one clip, you have given us the details of share market and all that live.
Yes.
Same offset, same ETL function or offset concat function we have used?
Sir, of course, sir. You can do n number of things using the ETL. In fact, that is only just to give the share market values as on the date. But when you use the ETL, you can even get the history of the transactions.
Yes, continuously track will be there.
Yes. In fact, the last one which I'm going to explain in the automation, one of the forex rates, how to get forex rate at a time for a trade.
Okay, okay, sir.
Great, sir. I'll just quickly take 5 minutes break and I'll come back.
Yeah, sir. No issue. Yeah, Jalesh, sir. Vipul, sir, are you on the line?
Yes, sir. बोलिए.
Sir, I think you might have enjoyed till now.
Definitely.
We went during the FFD course, a whole day we used to work with him in the Excel, but we were never used to get bore, or we were never used to give any time waste also for during his session. And whole day we were having, but we were feeling that yes, we can work more on Excel. So I thought that our members should have his tips for the working on the Excel. And it was really a fantastic till now, and he has completed a good, and the offset, concat and countif is really very much helpful for the bank statements and all that. Because everyone now gets the data bank statement in Excel format, he gives, we go on working on that. Instead of doing, if we use this technique, it will really give us the data. And whatever another thing he has given is that ETL function. It will really help us a lot for our working also, and we can think over it on this function, so that our work will be, majority work will be completed by our clients only, and we will just work on that entered transactions immediately in the tally. We will just have a look how the data can be entered from this Excel to tally, because there are many software available, but I haven't worked myself on such a data. But it's time now to work on that same fashion. And this lockdown has really helped us for working on this platform. It will really help to the client and ourselves also, because many clients are having a lack of accountants due to COVID. And if this function really works, it will be really helpful to us also, as well as to the client. Yes, Vipul sir, do you want to add anything to this?
I think sir, बहुत ही सरल भाषा में सर अपने को सब with examples. I mean say a lot of examples he is giving, with every function he is giving examples. So that really easy for us to gain in-depth knowledge about the Excel working, which we might not have complete knowledge. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
eagerly waiting for the second half also.
Yes, and I would like to brief all the participants that yes, this link, we are already recording this link, and
Yes.
all the members can again visit this link will be provided to all the branch chairmen, so that they can have a look when they were doing practical themselves, if there is any problem in doing the functions, so that it will helpful to everyone.
We have already provided the YouTube link in our group, Amravati group.
Okay, but Akola also members will get that. Everybody will get the link, so no worry. And Saran Kumar sir will, you are also requested to join his Excelism at the YouTube also, or Telegram. He is giving a good tips also regularly. He is updating. He is giving brief video on each and every topic. So by we are automatically getting it revised ourselves. Today again, when I am again learning from him, today again I learned because the ETL and offset, I was just got out of my mind, and again I have revised today. It is really helpful to in the practice. And this will be really helpful in everybody doing the practice. Those who are doing accounting work, those who are doing auditing using this technique. Yes, every search number will be shared to everyone, and the search link of Telegram will also be shared to everyone after this session. So no worry. Jalesh sir, do you want to add?
No, sir.
Any of the members, do you wish, other than these 15 features, after this 15 features, any
Anything
issue
else
is
do
to
you
be
want to cover?
discussed? Yeah, anyone?
Is back.
Yeah,
Sir is back.
Saran sir is back.
We will start the session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Saran sir, you can take over the charge after you get free, because you were continuously talking
No,
for
no
more
problem,
than
sir.
1.5 hours.
Yeah, when it comes to Excel, even full day you want me to speak, I can. No problem.
Yeah, sir. We were with you for 2 days continuous, but we never felt
That's
that
your passion, sir.
the 2 days gone from morning 9 o'clock to 6 in the evening. We
Yeah.
were used to continuously sit after being a CA also studying for 9 hours. It was a really tough task, but all the participants were sitting and studying with you, and it was really fantastic session. So on that point only, all the participants, there was a demand that again Saran Kumar sir should be called in Ahmednagar for the session on Excel. But due to the COVID situation, we are having a webinar. But all the participants are enjoying, and it is means around more than 80 participants are continuously there, sir, for this webinar. And this is due to your technique only we are having this success.
No, sir, it's because of your efforts actually. Because of your
Yeah.
all efforts, all three branches.
Yes, sir.
Let me
Back to
continue.
you, sir. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
sir. Please,
Thank
please.
Yeah, Kiran sir always tell like that because he's having a great heart to appreciate everyone. So thank you, anyway, Kiran sir. So I'm just trying to go into the other great feature of extract the file names from all folders. This also I got a question from one of the chapter accountant. He called me one day after seeing my video in the YouTube. Mr. Sharan, you explained how to get the file names from one folder. This case is a very peculiar case study when he explained. Sharan, we are having a server in our office. Every day our staff keeps so many files over there. Many a times instead of doing Control C, they do Control X. And after 10 minutes, they'll realize that they did Control X. And by the time they want to retry, it's also not available. Sometimes they put the same data in different folders. So many times we are not sure which folder updated at what time and which folder is the latest one, which file is the latest one, and so on. I'm sure this is a very common problem in every chartered accountant office, including my office. Of course, very recently we moved to Dropbox, so everything is properly organized. But earlier, when I was into the earlier firms, we used to find the same problem. So if that is the case, as a CA or maybe as a partner of the firm, how can I have a control on all the files in the server? So considering that topic, I'm just taking this. So friends, how can you import, how you are importing your data into your Excel from the web in the same way? Now let me close all these things for the time being. In the same way, I can even get my data from folders also, right? So please concentrate. Now my extract is from the folder. Get the data from the folder. So which folder you want to get? In your case, you can take the server link. In my case, for the time being, let me take a desktop. I just want to look into the desktop. That's all. So where is the desktop? It must be to it where it is. 1 second. Yeah, let's look into my computer. So my PC. Yeah, this is the desktop. Let me click OK. Once I click OK, what Excel is trying to do, Excel is trying to get all the information from the desktop in the files. For your information, it's not going to extract the data from the files, but see, it has given me entire data. This is not just complete data. If you observe, the data in the preview has been truncated due to the size limits. So this is just a preview. Now let me go to the transform data. This is the data in my desktop, right? If you observe, binary is the one which is talking about the file. You can just take the file, each one. This is not required to me. It has given me the name of the file. It has given me what is an extension of the file. It has even given me date when I have accessed. date when I have modified in the forensic audits or transaction audits under IBC. This is most important because we can keep this into the even report also. Whenever we think that, because let me tell you one case study of this. I did one audit long back, 1.5 years back, for one of the liquidator at Hyderabad. So that's basically one of the power company. When we went over them, then liquidator said that, Saran, there is some information in the computer. We want to get that information back. Then we went and we have checked the computers. The computers are having a lot of muddy, and it's because they said, Saran, no one touched this computer since last 1.5 years. So obviously you can find if since last 1.5 years, if no one is trying to touch, so how the computer look like. Then after we log into the system, but somehow as an auditor, we always have a skeptical, the mind. So obviously I have something little suspicious because specifically the client is saying, that means whoever the company, their employees are saying, sir, this is not touched since last 1.5 year, 1.5 year, 1.5 year. If someone is trying to stretch one point so many times, that itself is a red flag. Because normally they can tell one time so that we can listen, we can ignore. He's keep on telling the same word into our mind. That means he's trying to focus the word that they did not touch this computer last 1.5 year, 1.5 year, 1.5 year. Because he keep on telling the same thing, I got the doubt. Why he is telling this word so many times? Because generally we ignore it. When the other person is trying to give a hint, that means it's a red flag for us. Then what I told to my staff, you do one thing. Don't do anything. Just get the entire hard disk into some, get the entire data into the hard disk, come to the office, put this hard disk connection to your system. Don't do anything, simply connect to your Power Query. So all the files in his hard disk, everything got connected. It was more than, how many files? 1 lakh files. But we were not interested much of looking into the files because that job anyway will do. We were interested on these 3 columns. Surprisingly, out of 1 lakh files, around 17 to 25 files, the date modified is just 1 week back. Normally, it's very impossible looking into 1 lakh files, the timestamp. Generally, what we do, we go here, we will try to look into the date modified. It's very difficult looking into for every file. So 25, then we had a filter here. What are the recent ones? So what is the, after previous to this date or in the next to this date, we had a filter. Then we found 25 files. These all 25 files we directly went and we have taken. That means these all help us to understand and make our job very simple, right? So it has given date accessed, date modified, date created, when they have created this file, and this having a folder path. And you don't believe, one file once you create into your system, that will capture these many attributes. That it can have a content type, what is a kind, what is a size, what is a read, whether it's a read-only file or not, whether it's a hidden file or not, is it a system-generated file, or is it the file along with your directory, is it an archive file? Lot of information is there. In fact, I'm not interested on this. Let me only take the size. Let me just click OK, right? I don't want anything because this entire is the transformation. I don't want the content. Let me delete this. Now, this is the name of the file. I don't want anything after the last one because I don't want anything, the extension. So what I'll simply do, I just go to the transpose. I'll simply, I remove the last item. Either you can split the column. I want to split the column based on a delimiter. That delimiter is a dot. It has automatically identified. I don't want to delimit at each occurrence, but I want to delimit rightmost delimiter, right? Leftmost one. So check it out. So this entirely got deleted. Now, if you want only from the right side, if you want to split, it's very simple. You can just split the column, delimiter. I want to take from the right side. So it's going to give one more column. Check it out. This and this both are same because it's an extension. Remove this. This is the file name. I can rename. If you observe, all the steps are coming here. First, what I have taken the data. Then I have expanded the attributes, that is a size attribute. Then I removed the unnecessary columns. Then I split the column by delimiter. Then I have removed one column. This is what my final data. Now what I will be doing, I'll simply load this data back into my Excel. Check it out. 729 files are there on my desktop. Now what I can simply do, I can have a pivot table of this. Even based on the folder, based on the file. Now I can simply have date accessed, or else date modified, or date created, or else you can take date modified, right? I can take the file name. You can just simply take the file name, or else the count of the files. Now let me ungroup this. Now I want to know year-wise. Sorry, let me right click here, group. I want to just group. I want to have year-wise, quarter-wise, month-wise. Now I want to arrange this into the tabular format, right? I don't want any subtotals. Wonderful. Now check it out. See, my desktop, there are some files which are created in 2017. By looking into this, I can easily understand that probably this laptop or this user is there since 2017, right? So 2018 in my desktop, there are so many files. 2019, there are so many files which got modified. Of course, in 2020, there are so many files. Even if I take into the time and date, I'm sure August, in this month itself, 271 files I got modified. Because in today's session itself, I have more than 30-40 files. This month, this is my 7th seminar for different branches. So that itself is almost like 200. Once I double click this, I will get to know what are the files which I have modified. Some of the files are directly in the desktop. Some of the files are in the tools. Some of the files are, I'm doing some R&D with respect to tax audits. Some of the files are in the features and so on. See, every day, if I can make a model, I'm not taking much in depth with this, but I'm just giving you a understanding purpose. So if I can make a proper pivot table, proper model, now as a partner of the firm, what I can simply do, every day before leaving, I'll simply refresh. So that I can only have a filter of today's date and today's related files, so that I can even check it out, are there any duplicate items are there and so on. If I want to do so much of transformation, I'll do the entire transformation at the back end. Now, friends, how many items are there? 729, right? Now, what I will do, I'll just go here. I'll put one more file. Check it out whether that file will get added here or not. Now, go to the desktop. I'm going to add one more file. Right click. I want to have an Excel file or else text file. This is a sample file, sample Ahmednagar. I'm just trying to tell you how powerful this ETL tool is. If I refresh, 730 must be there, and this August will become 272. Do you think it will come? Okay, I already told you, you should trust the Excel. Okay, let this refresh. Sorry, I want to refresh the entire data. So let this refresh. Check it out. 730, this turned to 272. So every day when I refresh, I'll get to know how many new files been added, new files been removed, and so on. I can, if I want, even I can have a lot of transformation with respect to the file names. How many file names are duplicate? I can have a grouping. Okay. Now what I can simply do, I can go back to this. I can even go back to the same Power Query. Go to the queries. Let me double click this. Right now, I can copy this. Right click, I can just duplicate this. Now this is duplicate files. I just want to know how many duplicate files are there. Click the file name. I want to group by. Group by is like a pivot table. I want to know based on the file name, count how many file names are there. I want to just take count the sum of the file names. Let me click OK. Okay, because some of the items are text, it has given an error. So I can simply take maybe the count instead of sum. Let me go to group by. I hope you all understood what I'm trying to tell. I want to know how many file names got repeated. So count the rows. Now let me click OK. Check it out. Everything is one, but it looks like it is 1, but when I just get into my Excel, now let me have, see, there is a file, these files are 8 files are there. These all are different files and so on. Okay, you can just go through this. I'm sure you can have a lot of analysis. Check it out. I told you, right? There are 7 seminars which I have given till now. Maybe in every folder, these files are there and so on. So that you can have the filters based on that, you can understand how it is and how to have a control and so on. Let me save it and close it. That is what my point of getting the control of all the files in my office. Let's go into this feature called consolidation of all GSTR-2A dump. I'm sure you all may be very much interested on this. Okay, but I'll tell you, this is a very small thing with the Power Query. Let me first go to the folder. For your information, I already kept one folder here, working files. That is nothing but consolidation of GSTR-2A. This is just for the sample purpose, friends. Though you find, maybe you may find a couple of real names of the GST numbers and so on. Just for the benefit of other members, I'm sharing the knowledge here for one of my close client. Okay, don't misuse this data. So what I'll be doing, I can now go back to my Excel. Let me open the file. I can simply go to the one Excel file. Now let's go to the data. Now where is my data? My data is there entirely into the folder. Now what I want to do, let me open this folder first of all. As you all know, in fact, you know better than me, I'm not a regular GST practitioner. So whoever doing GST practice, they may be knowing. Friends, if you observe, let's say in this case, only B2B information is there. So there is a B2B information. From all the GSTR-2As, I want to get B2B information, but I want entire information to be appended one below the other. That is what my job. Since you already got some introduction about ETL tool, let me do it. Get data from the file, from a folder. What is a folder? It's very simple. You go to this folder name, just copy and paste. Otherwise, you can even take the browse. You can just go to the 15, just select this and click OK, right? Click OK. Now, what it is trying to do, it's trying to read all the files from this, right? I want to go to the transform data because in this case, I don't want the files, but I want the content in the file. Try to understand. So I want to remove everything. So I don't want content, everything. Now let me go here. Out of the attributes, I want to take the attribute called, okay, data. Is there any attribute? No problem. Otherwise, you can simply click cancel. Friends, I got the entire data. Now what I'll be doing from me, except this, I want to delete everything. So this column and this column, you can select this column, hold Control key, select this column, right click, remove other columns. I don't want that. Now, this means merge. When I'm trying to combine, it is doing so many queries at the back end. Now, every file it is trying to display here. Friends, this is just a sample file. You try to read this. Select the object to be extracted from each file. As you all know, table is an object in the Excel. Sheet is an object in the Excel. Defined name is an object in the Excel. I want to take here the sheet name. So Excel is trying to show only one file, that is the first file, B2B, the first sheet I want. This is just a sample. Don't worry. Just click OK. Once I click OK, B2B from every workbook, it will append one below the content of the B2B. Okay, don't worry. It's evaluating the query. Wow. Now, from which month it has taken, it just got deleted. Now just take it out. It removed the other columns, but I don't want to remove any other column, but it is okay. Now you can just put this is what the raw data from all the rows. If you just go to the transform, you want to know how many rows are there. Click count rows, 366 rows are there. That means every month 30 plus transactions are there. Okay. But this is not into a proper shape, right? So what I'll be doing, simple. I will transform this data into the proper shape. How to do the transformation? Because after the unique client invoice, everywhere you will have a subtotal, you will have a null. That means blank row is there. Let me simply select this column. In this column, I don't want anything other than the blank. Okay, sorry. I want to delete everything the blank cells. Select this column, remove rows. Which rows you want to remove? Blank rows. Wow, very simple, right? Now what I'll be doing, okay, remove the blank rows. If you go here, you can even remove the, because this is not a blank, it looks like it's a blank, or else I can simply do, you know what? Text filter doesn't contain, you can just go to doesn't contain, I can simply put null. Anything is fine. So you just take doesn't contain null, click OK. Oops, what happened? I can just go here. Text doesn't contain. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Okay, it's fine. So now what I'm going to do, now let me go to this column because it's a text column. I want to remove everything, the null rows. Okay. Now I'll simply go here. I want to remove the empty. Let me remove the empty. So every empty row got deleted. Either you can go to the blank rows or you can right click and you can remove the empty rows. Now everything properly came, but still something, there is an issue. You know what is that? Heading is coming at every file. Check out, there is a heading. Now what I'm doing, now promote this first row as a heading. Now you can simply click use first row as the heading, so that GST number, rate, and so on appear. But what about these headings? I don't want these. So what you're going to do? Filter doesn't contain or doesn't begin with. You can do anything, or else doesn't end with. You can take anything. I don't want it. Doesn't begin with invoice. Wherever it is starting with invoice, I don't want that. That means other than headings, everything got filtered now. Do you think it's a clean data now? No. Why? There is something the total also. Now what I'll be doing, I will again filter for doesn't end with. I'm going to have total. Friends, couple of steps. This is the same process for all 2A files, whether it is X client or Y client or Z client. We need to understand the format first. Now, if I click doesn't end with total. So if I click OK, my totals got deleted. Wow, this is a very clean data. If you want only submitted information, you can just keep the filter, text filter that contains or that begins with. Let me have contain. Friends, for your information, Power Query is a case sensitive, so it must be proper case. Let me just click OK. Next time when not submitted information is there, that will automatically get filtered. Now let me tell you entirely what I'm trying to do. Friends, I have taken the source data, I have removed unnecessary rows, then I have filtered the hidden columns, then I have invoked a function, everything did automatically, then it has removed the blank rows, then I have filtered other than null, then I have promoted the headings, then I have filtered other than the headings, then I have filtered other than the totals, then finally I have filtered submitted. This is the information I want. Go and load this data. You know what happened? Entire data got filled. I don't know how many months of this data. This is 12 months. Let's say if it is only 2 months. Now what I'll do, I will just simply cut this. Now I can go back. Let me paste here for the time being. Control V. Now only 3 files are there. 2 files are there. Now let me refresh. Check it out. Once I did the refresh, only I had 15 transactions. Now what I'll be doing, let me go back, take another 2 files, copy and paste into this folder. Now you refresh. Now check it out how many values are there. You can just go to the data, go to queries. As of now, only 15 rows are there. Now when I refresh this, check it out, 48 items are there. Now when I just go back to my data, now you copy this entirely, cut this, or else you go here, Control V, replace all the ones. Yeah. Now 12 files are there. Now if I go and refresh, 48 will become 102. Wow. Right? So my job is very simple. Now if you have the books data, you can just have a reconciliation using the VLOOKUP function and so on. The job is very simple. Okay, so since our topic is not just exclusively the GST, so let me restrict myself of combining the entire data of GSTR-2A into one single file. Even after once you get this file, after you go back, once you get this folder, you remove all these files, keep it in your client files. Once you refresh, your client details will come here, everything, because the transformation techniques, whatever I have done, are for all the GSTR-2A files, not just one file, because throughout the India, GSTR-2A format is same. Okay, these are taken only for B2B. If you have a lot of information, you can even take other related columns also. So if you have information with respect to other than B2B, so you can create other queries by taking those sheets, so that once you refresh, all the sheets will get updated. Okay. This is about my feature of ninth one. Let me save this data. Now let me save this as.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask one that in your Excel, you are having get data, but we are having, I'm using the Excel in which get external data and new query. We should use new query for
yes,
working on
sir, do you have get and transform data here?
Yes, sir. Get and transform in new query. Yes.
Yeah, in this case, I'm sure you may be finding new query folder.
Yeah, sir. Same. Okay, just got it. Okay.
Now let me save this file as 9. Yeah, this one. So let me just say, it's going over there. Now let me trade. I'm sorry. Save controls. I think I'm clear. So you can, today's session, as I told you, is just to give you how powerful the Excel is. Probably I may not complete the entire case studies because of the time and other thing, but this is just an insight to you so that you can go back and work on. Now, GL extract for the audit. This also again asked by many people. In fact, when I have taken the session on tally related data and practicing. Now let me open this file. GL extract. Friends, this is the tally daybook I have taken from one of the sample data. Okay. So I want to, this is basically a sample data of every voucher. Basically, if you look into the SAP, you will find the document number. In the same way, I have the document number, I have the date, I have the particulars, I have the voucher type, I have debit, I have credit, and I have having net. This is debit and credit. Debit is positive, credit is negative. So all the transactions are 0. This is more than 3,485 transactions are there. Now, if I want to analyze each and every ledger, this is what the ledger scrutiny job we do when we go for audit. So what we will be doing? First of all, I want to know how many unique ledgers are there. It's very simple. Copy this, paste here, paste special values. So you go to the data, you click remove duplicates, click OK. That means 207 ledgers I have used in the current year. So these are GLs. GL meaning. Now you can have analysis based on each and every ledger. Since we have very less time, I cannot do the analysis for all the items. So let's say I want to do the analysis with respect to cash. Now my question is, how to extract the cash related vouchers out of this? Only cash related vouchers. That means in wherever the entry there's a cash, that means debit or credit. So how can we do that? Maybe you can take a voucher type, but if you take voucher type, the receipt or payment, sometimes you'll even have a bank out. I want to take only cash, or else I want to get all the transaction only with respect to. I want to know what is this client. there is a client called Saran or else TT, anything you can take. I want to take maybe PI Industries. Okay, I want to know how many transactions happened with this client and how to do the analysis. Every time you need to do a lot of job. Normally what is the method I follow? Everyone please try to understand. Copy this. Now, this is the client I want to get. So PI Industries, first I go here. I will just search for, first copy this, Control C. Now let's say this, yeah, Control C, go here, Control V. But if you get it, you will only get what? PI Industries ledger, but I don't want this ledger. I want these entries with respect to other likes how it happened. So what I'm going to do, I'll take only this document number. I'll just keep here. This is PI Industries. Now Control V. This document number, I'm sure this is unique. So no duplicates you'll find. Now you can go here. You can just remove this duplicate. In fact, yesterday only in my YouTube channel, whoever would like to understand this better, okay, don't worry, I'm not promoting here, but I'm just trying to tell you, yesterday very elaborately, I've explained in 1 hour 45 minute session how to get the tally data book into MS Excel for the analysis and audit. This is almost like a 1 hour 45 minute session. Every Thursday, do it with me is a concept. Live session it will be, and people also sit with their laptops before the computer, so that I'll go every step. I'll give 5 minutes break. After they complete, I'll go for second step and so on. So you can watch this video. This will be helpful. But whatever I'm covering now using a Power Query, I did not explain yesterday. So you concentrate. So if I want to get that information, I'll simply write a VLOOKUP function here, equal to VLOOKUP, look for this value where in this document numbers, get me the first column value as an answer. That means wherever this document number is available, then I get that document number here. If the document number is not available, that means it is an A. Now let me copy paste. Now let me put the filter for this NA also. Now I want to take other than NA. Can you tell me other than NA if I filter, what is this? These all are the entries where this client is belongs to. Very simple, right? Control V. These all are the entries where in one or other leg the PI Industries Limited is part of. But immediately I want to do one more analysis with respect to some more client, Vijayata Traders. Again, you have to do the same job again and again. That is the place where Power Query plays vital role. Friends, I hope you all understood this case study. If I want to do the analysis of this particular customer, I have to go through each and everything, then I should start understanding the entries how being posted. Now, what I'll be doing, let me do the same job using the Power Query, right? Now, everyone please concentrate. This is the GL master, and I'm having your GL name, right? Or just GL. What is the GL you want to do the analysis? I want to have the GL with respect to freight, right? Now you select these two. I want to take this into the Power Query. Go to the data, take, this is from the table, click OK, so that this will go and store in the Power Query at the backend, right? So now this name is a GL name, right? Now you just close and load two. Friends, sorry, it's trying to close and load into a new sheet. I don't want it has to keep it into new sheet. If you understand, it is giving me so many options. I can even just load as a connection because I don't want to use that query. Okay, so what happened? Okay, don't worry, you are listening for the first time. Friends, here I have taken this small list and I have stored in the query bucket. Later, advantage of this is later if I change value here, this will change automatically. Later, if I change one more value, this will change automatically at the backend. That's the meaning of it. Now, what I'll do, let me take this entire day book also. Now, I want to take this entire day book. Now, let me go to the tally. Last formula, let me delete this. I don't want this. Now, go to the data, let me take this data into my Power Query. Click OK. So this entire data in the Power Query, now I can simply put this as a table, right? I don't know whether they got this information or not. I've taken one session exclusively on the daybook with Power Query. This is for SIRP, Chennai. So I don't know whether they kept in the YouTube or not. You can refer it, probably my video may be there. So once I get this table, now you can just close and go to, okay, you can just close and go to only as a connection. Friends, I did two activities now. This daybook is there at the backend in the memory. This GL master also there at the backend in the memory. Now daybook is having all the transactions and GL master having only one transaction, right? Now concentrate. Now what I want to do, I want to extract all freight related information out of this. Yes, sir. So there is a beautiful concept called merge. What I'll be doing here, I will go to the data, I will go to get data, I find here merge, click this. I want to merge, everyone please concentrate. I want to merge GL name wherever it is available into this table. You should tell to the Excel GL is the column. This column where it is available here, particulars is the column because these two columns are same. Now immediately you got one rows from the first table because price related only one transaction is there. Surprisingly, okay, that means this is the company which is working based on a entire trading. Freight related only one row is there, no problem. Click OK. Once you click OK, from the daybook, now this is the freight is there in the table. Now once I expand, once I'm trying to expand, I want only the document number. I don't want anything. Let me click OK. Right? So these many documents are there with respect to the freight. Okay. Now I don't want this removed. In fact, this is the same thing I have done even using a VLOOKUP function. But here I have written a formula, but here I am trying to do the transformation. Now let me rename this as a GL doc number. And let me change this as GL doc. Right? Now I want to get all these transactions from the daybook. Wonderful. Now you know what I'll be doing. I will merge the query as a new query. Concentrate. Now I want to take GL document as the table. I want to merge with the daybook. Let's take the daybook. Right? So let me select this. Let me even select, where is the document number here? This one, select this. Now you check it out, 78 rows from the table got selected. Now, instead of this, concentrate everyone, because this is for the first time you all are observing, maybe a little confusing, but if you look into the conceptual wise, maybe logical wise, you can got my point. What I have done, I have taken my GL book, I have taken what is the GL for which I want to do the analysis. Then out of this GL, whatever the document numbers, everything I extracted, right? So these all are the document numbers where knowingly or unknowingly freight is covered, right? Now, these all document related information I want to get from this daybook. So what I will be doing, I will just go here, I will merge the queries, GL document number is the one which I'll take. I want to extract from the daybook by considering these two. 78 rows from the first table got matching with the second table. If I click OK, check it out. All the transactions are daybook here. See, check it out. See, your third entry is this. Your 261 transaction is this. Your 277 transaction is this. Your 292nd transaction is this. But I want to get everything one below other. No problem. This is the icon. We call it as a combine. Click this. I want all these columns has to be extracted. Now, since two documents are there, I don't want this. Now you can simply close and load. Okay, instead of loading here, I can simply right click. You can just click load to. I want to just create only as a connection so that it will remove here. Now, friends, at the back end, my data is ready. Cancel data. Now, let me remove even this. I want to get that data here. So what I'll do is, I will just go to merge this name. I'll keep it as a sample GL transactions or else daybook. Right now, right click, load to. I want to get this information into my Excel table. From here, it has to paste. If I just click OK, see, my entire Friday related transactions appeared here. Now, friends, do you know the data validation? I can go to the data. I can click data validation. I can go to list. Now, the source is from here till the end. So that what happened? I got a drop down of all the unique GLs. So once I'm done with my analysis, I can copy paste the remarks. Now I want to analyze the what is the meaning of this swiping. I want to know. Click swiping, click refresh. Wow, swiping related transactions came. I want to know, are there any bank charges? I want to know how much is Hamali. I want to do some analysis. Click this. Hamali related transactions came. I want to have maybe the bank interest most important. So let's change the bank interest related, whether this entry is exactly matching with this or not, whether the entries has been properly posted or not. Yes. This is the way you can create one, copy paste this data, and you can allocate the scan. Now, friends, you can even keep this little below. Let's say I want to get two records at a time. No problem. Copy this paste here. Now I want to take along with I want to know the credit note. Here I want to know the debit note. Is there anything debit note? Debit note. Debit. Yeah, there is debit note. So I want to just take. I'm sorry. 1 second. So copy and I want to paste here. Now when I refresh, both debit note and credit note related information will come because I just did more on credit notes only, maybe one or two, maybe the debit here debit note also does. So I can combine these two together. Let's say I have 5 staff members. This is for X staff member, staff Mr. name Saran. Okay, for the Saran, I want to give 5 ledgers to scrutiny. Maybe there is one more staff called Harsha. I can take another 2 ledgers and so on. This can even act as a documentation for you later. You can just have the remarks. You can start writing everything, whatever you observe, right? This is the GL extract from the daybook for the audit. So my job is very simple. You just take the GL refresh, the entire data will appear. Even you can have a pivot table of this data if you want. So I can convert this into the proper date format and so on. Right? So you can do a lot of wonders with respect to the Power Query. Let me save this and close. So that I have not covered in yesterday's video. Yesterday video I covered using the VLOOKUP function for if I have 5 staff, how I am going to give the sample. So I have given how to take the sample and how to do the analysis. But today I'm trying to cover with the VLOOKUP, sorry, Power Query. Right? That is the concept of GL extract for the audit. Okay, so Kiran sir, I hope I'm fine. Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are fine.
Little advanced I'm going towards. Okay, but don't mind. These all, at least I want people should start thinking from today so that they can go back and start practicing.
All the participants, I would like to tell them that if you have any query, you just go on the YouTube channel of this, sir. You will and post your queries, you will get it solved.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so what is the concept of fuzzy lookup? This is very much helpful in case of GSTR-2A versus GL reconciliation, books reconciliation. But I've taken a very small case study. Friends, normally, if I want to get the vendor name with respect to the vendor name, I want to get the amount here. Can you put in the chat box what is the formula I'm going to write so that I can get the, because see, this is the master data I have, and with respect to each vendor, I want to get the amount here. Can you tell me, as per MS Excel, what is the function I need to use to get the information? Anyone put in the chat box so that I can simply see this? Okay. See, it is a VLOOKUP function, a very simple VLOOKUP function, equal to VLOOKUP. Look for this value where within this data, you can simply select this data. F4 is the shortcut to get the dollar symbols, comma. I want to get the second column value as an answer, 2, 0, close bracket. So what is the meaning of it? Look for this value in this table, get the second column value as an answer, which is an exact match. So what Excel does, Excel will look for this value in this table. If it is matching the respect to second column value, it's going to extract. That's all. Wow, I got the answer. Copy and paste. See, many a times it is anything. Why? Say, TCS is there, here and here. What is the problem? Can you identify what is the problem? And any emphasis here is there. Here also it is there. Sonata software is also here. Priya Infotech is also here. Why? Friends, even a small mistake is there for Excel, it's not correct, right? That means as per the Excel, Saran will never match with Saran. Maybe some people may call me Saran, some people may call me Saran, some people may call Saran. That is okay for the oral. But for the Excel, let me ask the question, the Excel, can you please cross check whether both are same false? Because both are not same, right? So if I put a even space at the end, both are not same. In these cases, at least I can use the trim function. So when trim is there, trim of this and trim of this, then that's fine. But trim only helps in case of leading spaces or following spaces. Even if I put so many spaces, it is true. Because after removing the extra spaces only, I'm comparing. But let's say when I'm trying to put S Saran, false, right? So many a times the invoice number which is there in the books may be something like INV-4001, maybe while in the GST return maybe INV-4001. As per the Excel, both are not same if you use the VLOOKUP function. Now let's look into this case study, how we can handle it. Right? There's a beautiful concept in Excel called fuzzy lookup. Now let's go this, copy and paste here. Friends, these two are two Excel files, two data. One is the master data, the other one is this data I want to get as a result. In fact, this one I already done. Go to the data. I want to take this data into my Power Query. Now just take this as a master data. Don't do anything. Just simply change the query name as a master data. Now close and load to. I want to load to into my only as a connection because I don't want to do anything, because I don't want to get into Excel. Now this one also you take sample data or else, you can put any name. This is the extract data or this is sample data, right? Now you can simply close and load. Oops, when I click close and load, it is giving me into the next sheet because I asked Excel to load. So what I need to do, I need to click load to only as a connection so that it will remove the paste data, right? Friends, at the back end, there are two queries are there. First query is my master data. Second query is my vendor name. Now, the final answer, what I want to get, wherever this name is matching with this name, I want to get the result. Go here, right? Go to the data. Now I want to combine the queries using the merge. In fact, I've even covered earlier example also. Go to the master. sorry, I want to take sample data because this is what my left column. You can take the master here. Both are same. Even it is saying only 7 out of 12 are matching. Remaining 5 are not matching. It's okay. Let me click OK. Right. Friends, I want to expand data only where amount is there, the same value because vendor name is already there. So remaining all are not. So let me just list this data. I can simply close and load to where I want to paste the data. It's very simple. I want to paste the same Excel. I want to paste here. So that wherever values are there, those all values it has got from the this master data. Wherever the values are not matching, it has blank. Now if I go here and change this emphasis spelling character extra as I enter, now you go to data and you refresh, emphasis will be filled with the answer. Now here there is no space, but here there is an extra space. Let me remove this space or else let me keep the space here. So now both will become same. Now you go to refresh. But friends, many times it's a very common problem of having this issue, right? So if that is the case, what I'll be doing, I use the concept of the fuzzy cup. So this query, let me go to this query. Now this is the query. Let me double click this. Now expand master, right? This is the source I've taken, right? Click the source. Click the source. This is the one I have did. Here I am finding there is an option use fuzzy matching to perform the most. Yes. What is the meaning of the fuzzy matching? We are unable to determine how many matches in the selection we return. It's okay. Now click this. You can put the similarity threshold. That means 1 is equal to 100. 0.8 is equal to 80%. When you put 1, so obviously so the same answer will come. Now just click OK. Expand the master. Okay. So sorry. So it's trying to take okay, what I will do, let me just remove the step. I don't want this fuzzy. Let this be same. Click OK. I will close and go to. Don't worry, it will come. I'll do the same step by taking a new query. Now let me go to merge so that I can compare both, so that you can understand what is the difference between normal merge and the fuzzy merge. Now I want to take the sample data. Now I want to take the master data. Left column, 7 got matched. Use the fuzzy. Now go to the fuzzy matching. Now I want to have a threshold 0.9. That means if 90% is getting matched, you please consider, right? Let me keep the cursor. 1 is equal to exact match. So let me go down, or else you can even take 8. Anything is fine. Now let me take 8. Now click OK. Right? So why it is throwing an error? So vendor, we only support the text to column fuzzy joins. The column vendor name is not typed as a text. Friends, just give 1 second. Just give 1 second. Okay. Okay. I got the point. So you just change this type as a text. Where is the text? This is text. And you go here, just change this type as a text. Right? You go here. Yeah. Now instead of error, you got the table. Now I have to expand the table using the amount. Now I have to get this data back to my Excel. Where I want to get this data, I want to get into the same Excel. Maybe let me keep the data from here. Now you can just click OK. If you observe, I have taken 80% similarity. Now, almost, if not almost, everything fills the data. The advantage of this fuzzy is, though there are spelling mistakes, now what I do, I'll simply cut this little towards right side. Now, so that you can see the data one after another. Now let me cut this. Now let me paste it. Friends, even the spelling is not correct. emphasis, but still it's considered because I said as long as 80% matching is there, please consider. Now, do you think it works? If I take
fuzzy lookup और मैं 80% match करूँ.
Technologies KPIT, if I put technologies KPIT and if I enter, this is KPIT technologies. If I enter, do you think still it will be considered? Anyone? Kiran sir, you can guess.
Yes,
this
sir.
is KPIT technologies. This is technologies KPIT. If I enter, do you think that is part of 80%? Let me
Yes,
enter.
yes.
Let me go to data. Let me refresh. Of course, it has given the same answers. Here, this is the one. Why? Because you must read a point while I was doing a fuzzy. Let me double click this. Now let's go here. There is one small remark I would like to read for you. What it is also saying, match by combining the text parts. Try combining the text parts such as micro and soft into Microsoft. That means if your sentence is having 3 words, even the words got reshuffled, it will try to consider. It will ignore the case and so on. Friends, this is a common problem every time. If you think you are getting, you can even have one more table and you can get that table also, so that it will consider this as a transformation table. So along with this, it will also look into this table so that it will check it out, what are the nearby values and so on. This is a very big topic. So as of now, let me stop here. So fuzzy, now if I put 90%, let us see what will happen. 90%. If I click OK, now it will automatically expand. Now let me close and load. Still it considered all the values. There is no difference. That means still it is 90%. Now let me go and change this to 95%. So let's go to click this so that you can change the source directly. Now I can go here 98%. Now click OK. Now close and load. I think 2 did not match because 98% I'm trying to see. Check it out. Emphasis is not matching. And also Sonata software is not matching. Hey, how come PCS got matched? Because it's a space. Maybe out of the space, because it's a very big word. So in this word space, maybe 1%. I don't know. At the back end, basically a small algorithm based on that it works. Now let me try. Okay. This company name I change it a little bit, where one more H, one more S. Now let me refresh whether this will consider. See, it is also not considered because I said 98%. Now let me remove this last S matching. Now let me refresh. See, still it has not considered. Oh, it's considered now. So it's because it's a very big text. One character, this character may be less than 2% for Excel. Okay, so it is based on the algorithm at the back end, how it works. So majority of the cases, it resolves our purpose. So I'm not saying that using fuzzy lookup, you can get everything correct, but you should also have your own pattern understanding. Okay, so this is, I feel, one of the beautiful concepts, may be helpful in case of doing reconciliation between GSTR-2A versus the books. Let me save this and close it. Now let me look into the 12th concept. Oops, this is 11. Yeah, this is 12. Creation of the custom template. I don't know how many of you are using the custom templates. Custom template is something. Let me click this. See, in my office, we file at least, we prepare 50 financial statements for the clients, small MSME clients. If you look into the financial statements, each client financial statement preparation working file is different. Because our staff, we have 10 staff, each staff doing their own style. But in the last year, we have given a very serious instruction. Every financial statement must be into the same position. That means every working file should have an index on the top, should have a trial balance, then balance sheet, then P&L, then cash flow statement, then balance sheet related schedule, share capital, then balance sheet other schedules, P&L schedules, then fixed assets must be there, then adjustment journal entries if anything we posted, then others if anything other than these, and if anything other than these two. So we have given just others, one others do. I don't want my staff to keep whatever the items they want in between. I want to restrict them. So if I want to restrict them and if I want to ask them to use the same format, I cannot send this file every time to them. So what I'll do, let's say this is the computer in which I'm working. I'll save this file. I clicked F12, it's a save as. Instead of Excel SX, let me save it as an Excel TX. It's a custom template, creation of custom template. Now let me click save. So what happened? Save it. Now save it, close it, and you close this entire Excel workbook. Now suddenly I want to prepare some working file for one of the clients. So what I'll be doing, it's going to open the Excel file. Now by default it has taken me to the blank Excel file. Now what I'll be doing, I'll go to the file tab, I'll go to new. Friends, Microsoft has given me so many pre-formatted templates. Generally, we don't look into these templates. Some of the templates are very much useful, very much useful. Okay, so employee options schedule. This is given by the Microsoft. So to-do list, whoever want to have a to-do list, you can simply download this. Maybe this is the one where Microsoft has given me. So I need not to prepare this since it's already prepared by Microsoft. My job is very simple. I just need to update this. That's all. Assignment setup and so on. You can just start looking into this. But this is not the template I want to use. What is the template I want to use? If you go to the new, this is the Office, means all the Office templates are there. Microsoft templates, Microsoft Office templates. Personal means all my templates are there, whatever I have created. Do you know? Just now I have created one template called 12.creation custom list, custom template. You double click this, see that template will come. You can start filling the data, save it, close it. Now, do you think my template got disappeared there? No, this template is permanent here. So next time onwards, whenever I want to have the same template, I can just go to the personal, I can just double click this. This template is already there. So especially this is useful in case of the formatting. Let's say I want to send every month one report that must be into the same formatting. So instead of myself creating everything from the scratch, I can save this as a template. So simply I click the template so that format will come so I can start preparing the same. As simple as it. So .xltx is the format through which you can save the template. .xltx is T means template, right? Save. That is a small thing which I would like to cover. I'm sure you all understand this small feature. So that's the reason I kept other important features. This is, I'm sure you may like it. Linking of data to the Word. Why I'm covering this feature is again for the purpose. Many a times when we are trying to work with Excel, linking Excel data to the Word. Let me open this file. Let me close this. Friends, this is the same data I've taken. Let's say this is some data, consider this as a balance sheet. I don't have a ready-made balance sheet now. Let's say this is some data relates to balance sheet. Normally, we do prepare the annual returns in the Word documents. Of course, Word document is a separate ocean. So there you have n number of things to concentrate, right? You know, small things we can learn from the Word document, very simple. Because many a times when we are doing a reply to the authority, I've seen so many Word documents not proper formatted and so on. But it is the first impression because we do the report in the Word document. If the Word document looking very pleasant, simple, with proper formatting, so at least 20% of the marks we get it in the first impression. So many a times I used to surprise how people used to get a line. You know, many resumes when we see on the top they have a one line. So how to get a line? Do anyone know? There's a small trick. You can simply click --, enter. You'll get a line. So this actually I got accidental. You know, many a times we get many features accidentally. So I get equal to, sometimes mistakenly, I just mistakenly kept 3 times hyphen and I clicked enter, I got underline. Then I started looking into my keyboard. Just know what is the key I have clicked. Many a times it happens in our day-to-day work. So once I know that it is hyphen and I enter, then we don't leave it, right? Then we start looking for, let me check it out, is there anything for equal to? Wow. Let me check it out, is there anything asterisk? Wonderful. Let me check it out, is there anything underscore? Wow, thick. Let me check it out, is there any tilde? Curly line. Don't try A and enter, because that will not work. At least there must be having some logic. Okay, so leave about this. This is not the thing which I would like to cover. My point I would like to cover is, if I want to present this data into my Word, generally we do Control V. This will not come into a proper format, right? Or else we'll take we'll insert a table, then we'll copy paste the data here. That is also not correct. What I'm going to do, I can go to the paste. In Word also, paste special is there. Many people doesn't know this. Click paste special. I can paste this as a link. Okay, I can paste this as a link as an object. So everything appeared properly in the image format. Wow, still this is a nice format. But back end grid lines are there. What I can do? No problem. I can simply go to my view tab. I can click this so that grid lines got erased. I'll come. Hey, what happened? When I remove the grid lines into my Excel, Word grid lines got deleted. Now let me go and suddenly this is coming because of some other figure. It's not 3451, it is 999. Enter. Wow. So if I can save this document, I can save that Excel file. As long as the path of both the documents are same, everything works. Okay, I feel this is one of the beautiful technique through which we can prepare the financial statements. We can take the financial statements into the Word document for annual return preparation. So my job is very simple. I'll simply copy the balance sheet, paste special as a format, paste special as a link into the Word document, P&L schedules. It will not even take more than 1 minute time to copy paste all the items into that Word. So why this is required? When we do prepare the financial statements, till the last minute, we change the trial balance. When we start changing the trial balance figures, my balance sheet and P&L will change automatically because of the formulas in the Excel. But your balance sheet P&L may change automatically, but your Word document from which you are preparing the annual return may not change automatically because Word is not connected to your Excel. But in this way, if I do change the trial balance, this figures will change. If these figures get changed, this will change automatically because now my Word document and Excel having a connection. They can talk each other by using paste special values. Not only this, I can have some random, maybe 2 paras. Okay. So this is just a sample data. Don't try to read this data. It's not having any meaning. Now, as long as it's having in the tabular format, it's okay. But maybe in the director's report, I'm talking about the profit. So I'm preparing a director's report profit. So he's talking about the current year profit. So profit 2020, right? Or else profit financial year 2019-20. Right? I need to paste here. Let's say this figure is a profit figure. Copy. What I need to do? Paste special, paste link as an object, click OK. But this looks a little odd. Though if you change here, it will change automatically. It got changed. But this format looks a little odd. That means I cannot fit something which is a dynamic in between. I want to make this value dynamic from the Excel, but when you're trying to keep it as an object, it's not coming into a proper format. Then you know what I can do? Go to the paste special, go to the, copy this, go to paste special, paste link. This time don't take object, take as an unformatted text. What is the meaning of it? Insert the contents of the clipboard as a text without any formatting. Rather, it will fit into the existing formatting. If I click OK, wow. While anyone looking into this document, do you think they think that this 1000 is having a link? No, but this exactly fit into the data. Now, when I put this as a 50,000, check out, it got changed. When I take this as a 1, this got changed. When I put it as, okay, let me put this as a space. Okay. When I put 5,000, change. When I put maybe 9999999, of course it got changed. Okay, so you can take either an object or you can even take that into the data. Anything is fine. So this is the way through which we can connect my Excel data to the Word document. So this is Excel to Word. We close this. So let me look into the fourth one, the protection, the very important aspect. The protection in Excel is basically 3 types. Let me save this, close it. Now let me open this protection file. As you all know, protection can be done for Excel workbook. That means for the file, worksheets in workbook, then cells in the worksheet. Let's look into the first protection. I want to give a protection for the workbook. Go to the file tab, go to info, protect workbook, encrypt with password. You can just give the password. Friends, the most important thing in the entire protection is you need to remember the password. If you forget the password, gone. Okay, so let me click OK, confirm the password. Now let me save this file, close it. When I'm trying to open this file, now it will prompt for the password. Friends, once the password is gone, it's gone. Okay, so make sure that the protection, whatever the password you are giving, that must be okay, known password to you at least. Otherwise, there is one more method through which I can have a protection. While you save the file as, I kept F12, are you finding tools here? In that, are you finding general options? Here also you can put a password. Anything is fine. So since already password is there, it came automatically here. If you want to remove the password, simple. Go to the file tab, go to the info section, go here, encrypt with password, earlier password, just delete, click OK. Now go back, save this file, close it. When you start opening this file, no one will stop now. It will just open. Simple, right? This is the protection of the workbook. What is the second protection? Protection of the worksheets in the workbook. Don't confuse with the names. This is for the file. This is for the worksheets in the workbook. Right? So that means this is for the structure of the workbook rather. Means if I do the protection, you can go to the review tab, you can click the protect workbook. If I give the password, you can confirm the password. Now, can I write anything here? Yes, because I have not given the protection for the cells. I have given the protection for the sheets. That means what I cannot do now? You cannot do anything with respect to sheet. Means I cannot insert the sheet. Try to insert the sheet. Right click, insert, delete, rename, move or copy, tab color, hide, unhide. Everything got disabled. That means user cannot do anything with respect to sheet. This is very important, especially when we write the 3D formulas. When we are trying to put the sheet names are very important because many a times our staff reshuffle the sheet names. In fact, earlier I have shown you the template, right? When I go to the new, when I go here in the personal, let me double click this. See, if I go here, review tab, okay, it's better if we can protect this because staff may even change these sheets. They can move wherever they want. We need to search this. So in those cases, you can just use the option called protect workbook. Protect workbook means sheets in the workbook. The last one is cells in the worksheet. Means, let's say for example, in this sheet, friends, every sheet is by default a locked cell. How do you know that? Right click, format cells. It's a locked cell. Okay, wait. Protection, locked. Every cell is a locked. Select all the cells. Right click, format cells, locked. Everything is locked. But Saran, if everything is locked, but still I can enter. Correct. Locked is different than protected cell. Locked cell is by default. Locked only will become protected if you go and give the password. Now what I'll do, I'll simply go to product sheet, give the password, confirm the password. Now you cannot do anything. Simple. I cannot do anything here. Then what is the concept of unlock? Very good. Now you can ask me a question. Sharon, this is the only area I want to allow the user. Other than this area, I don't want to allow the user to type anything. So what I'm going to do first go and select this area, go to the format, cells, uncheck the locked. Now, everything in this Excel is locked except this area. This is unlocked. Now, if I go and give the protection, as I told you, this protector sheet only works for the locked cells. It will not work for the unlocked cells. Click OK. Now keep the cursor here. Start typing anything, you'll get a pop-up. Start typing anything, you'll get a pop-up. But go here, start typing something. Wow. Because these all are unlocked, means unprotected. You can ask the question other way around. Mr. Sharon, I want to protect only this area but not everything. Then can you tell me what I need to do? First, you select everything. Format. First, you click lock. Now do one thing. Select everything. Format. Unlock. Every cell is unlocked now. Now only select this. Go to the format. Locked. The earlier one, this is a vice versa. Now this is the only area which is locked. Everything is unlocked. Now if you go and give a protection, you can do whatever you want in the entire Excel except this area. Check it out, because this is a locked result. A very simple concept. So these three very brief I have explained. You can just look into the same, right? So with this, my session is over, but the last one is a bonus. I'm not explaining everything, but I'm just trying to give you, as a chartered accountant, how great automation we can do ourselves. Friends, the power of the Power Query. In fact, we file a lot of individual income tax returns belongs to the multinational companies, right? So we file especially the clients who are having ESOPs. So in case of ESOPs, Microsoft employee, for example, they might have joined in the company in 1990 or 1987. Still, some of the people are our clients. When they vest the shares, when you look into their ESOPs, they might have vested maybe 100, 120 times since last 20, 25 years. Let's say this year he sold. If that is the case, you need to have a currency rate as on the date when he vested. That was in the USA. Maybe in some other company that may be into GBP, in some other company that may be into a different currency. If that is the case, our staff used to struggle to get the information. In the RBI also, you may not have the entire information in the Excel format. Generally, we try to look into the XE website. XE website is a globally recognized currency related website. So what I did a small automation. What is the automation I have done? Our staff can simply keep for what dates you want the date. You know, USD versus INR currency. Let's take 1st August 2020. Now, from the 1st August 2020 till here, right? Till today. Let me take till 28th. Let me take till 28th. Right? So this for these dates, he want INR USD information from the XE website. So if I just go to the data, if I click refresh, what my Excel is doing, it is acting like a robot. It is going back to every URL of the XE website, and it is trying to filter this USD information. It is trying to paste into each row. Check it out. That means for how many URLs it is going into almost 28 URLs, but at the back end, my browser is still having nothing. That means you are not having anything at the back end. Still, it is running at the back end. It is going back, getting the information, filtering, presenting you the USD Indian currency rate. Don't worry. Once it presents, we will cross check whether the information is correct or wrong. That's the reason I have taken even today dates information. Wow. Check it out. Everything got updated. Now what I'll do, I'll just copy this URL. I'll just go here. I'll just paste here, Control V. Okay. So Now let me check it out USD versus India. It is 73.2571. Oops, one second. 73.2571. Let me go here. 73.2571630770. Wow. Do you want any other date? Maybe I want to take the date, this one, maybe 28 or else 1st January 2018. I don't know. Let me refresh. This is the way you can get even the data from NSE website, BSE website, whatever the website you want. Because after all, it is taking the data from the web. Don't worry, it is now, though I'm refreshing because every row it is doing again now, not only for that row, because it's a query entirely, it has to refresh. Don't worry, I have a confidence. Maybe you must trust Excel if you want to get the correct answers first. Yeah, check it out. See, last year, you know, in 2018, it was 63 rupees, now 71 rupees. I can simply copy this data. I can just paste this link. Now you can check it out. Don't surprise, exactly the same 63.83. Now, if I want not just USD, maybe I want to have a GBP. If I want to refresh, now this time it will do the filter for the GBP. You know, this is a small automation we can do using the Power Query. You can understand how many great automations we can do. I'm just trying to tell you, automation need not to be every time writing a code. There are beautiful applications like Power Query through which you can get a lot of information. You can do a lot of transformation. So at least from now, go to the Power Query, start making your hands dirty. So go do some R&D. Don't worry, even if you get errors, come back, understand error, go back, start working. I'm sure your job will be simple. Okay, now you just check it out, copy this, it's already there. Now let me check it out. GBP, it is 86.143690. So 86.143690 and so on. So that is what the last bonus intro to automation. So don't worry, very soon I'm planning to make a very detailed video how I made this automation. If this automation is possible, you can take the same procedure, maybe you can adapt for other automations and so on. This is a web scrapping using the Power Query. I'm not going anywhere outside the Excel. In fact, I'm into the same Excel since last 3 hours. With this, I'm just closing my session. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you so much for all the chairmen of all the 3 branches. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you very much. Sir, one query of mine was that in
a question and answer. We can go ahead question and answer.
Yeah. In the Power Query, using Power Query, you showed that in a server, if or on a desktop, if there are duplicate files, we can find it out.
Correct,
but sir, can we delete through Excel directly that files?
No. Sir, you can only read into the Excel, but you cannot delete from the Excel, sir.
Okay.
You can only identify in which folder it is, in which file it is. That's all.
Okay, sir.
You can simply copy the path, paste into your folder. You will get to know exactly where it is.
Or otherwise, can we copy that that file's path and replace them?
Possible. You can just copy it and you can go back to that folder. You can delete.
Okay, sir. Okay, fantastic. Really, it was a fantastic session and brainstorming session. I will tell that even hearing for 2 days in FFD course. Again, today was I've learned a lot, and seeing your videos also means regularly. You sent us a video, and I also subscribed to your YouTube channel. So on that also, I'm seeing your videos. And today I've learned in the ETL also reconciliation of GSTR, then again GSTR-2A consolidation, checking, and main thing was fuzzy lookup. It was a good idea, but we were again we were recalling that. And today creation of custom template, sir, it is really a helpful. Many of our practicing chartered accountants, we are preparing project reports and all the balance sheets and all that. The formats are the same for the companies and all that, and using that linking to Excel to Word, it will really help for preparing the audit reports for the companies and all that. It was really a fantastic session, and the bonus was really fantastic. And by using this, we will get updated ourselves on our own portfolio by using the linking of the data. And I still remember during our course, you were telling that you were working on the political party, and doing the data analysis for them. And due to your data analysis only, we are seeing a new government in Andhra Pradesh, sir.
No, sir. I did not do the great work, but for one of the political party, I spent some time.
Yeah. But really, doing the Excel work and data analysis work, new opportunities are also coming for the every chartered accountants. And really thankful to you for giving us your valuable time to the members of Ahmednagar, Akola and Amravati. Sir, you are also welcome to Ahmednagar. Sir, as our tradition, and you are also missing. We are also missing your visit to Shani Shingnapur and Shirdi. So you are welcome to Ahmednagar. We will complete after the lockdown or after this pandemic situation. You are really. We will like to welcome you with your family, sir.
Certainly,
waiting
sir.
for the same situation.
Thank you so much.
Sir.
In fact, I'm
Thanks a
missing
lot,
that coconut juice. Last time you have, tasted coconut juice we had last time. So
yes, sir.
next time we certainly
will
have.
have
In
it.
fact, you are taken